Are you at work, Tyler?
I am not.
You're at home?
He's not at work, but he's still using their internet.
Why'd you get a day off?
I scheduled a day off. Use one of my vacation days. So takes away from DFCon or whatever, but I'll figure it out. I'm going to NJCC, so I just took the whole week off.
Nice.
Oh, I gotcha. Cool.
Oh, hey, maybe I should be looking at the notes instead of Facebook.
Probably a good idea.
I'm going to get learned.
And then get turned.
You know what? That custom, I would totally sleep in that. I'd leave my wife all alone to sleep in that. I mean, for real. I would, buy your kid's dream house and kick your whole family out to sleep in that thing.
Dude, one of my friends sent that to me. I'm like, I'm going to fucking kill that kid.
Oh, thank you for buying the house. Do you mind if we take this thing? My father built it for me. No.
You could build that.
Why we bought the house?
That's why I bought the whole house. Yeah, it looks like a little. It's like you're sleeping inside a RoboCop's dick, though, for a little bit. Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to build that. That's gonna be all. I want a king size one that hangs from the ceiling.
Man, do they even make the hardware to support that weight?
Shut up. Yeah, I guess with all the banging I do, it's not gonna hold up very long.
All right, so we ready?
Peter.
Hey, did nobody put my picture? All right, there's my picture. All right,
Peter.
Man.
There you go. Come on, boys.
I got my drink. I made a drink so strong I won't have to get up again.
Good.
I might not have to get up again ever.
You might not be able to get back up again.
Them ice cubes will thin it out when they melt.
Fucking JC is so fucking baked.
Yeah, dude, he don't know what he's doing, man. You might have to edit this show, dude.
No,
the first one you gotta edit.
Is our guest alive?
Yeah,
I'm here. I'm good.
James Roberts had to cancel. JC was too baked. JC kept calling him a colonizer.
Who put that bitch from the cafe in the notes?
That was me.
Dude, we gotta we're using this all up. We gotta get the show started while we're all.
Yeah, we do. Let's go.
Spug,
you ready?
I'm
Watch
ready.
it be a pedestrian fucking show now. So
Yeah.
everybody's trying to call their giggles out.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hit it.
Since the dawn of time, things have happened. People have talked about those things. First with cave paintings, then with language, writing, and art. In our time, we use the internet. From the depths of nerdom come 4 guys who'll talk about things too. World-famous internet celebrity Justin L. The destroyer of BotCon, Bedbugs. A man who rejects the concept of catch and release, Justin Catfish. And the customizing powerhouse, Mako Aspire. And Tyler F. This is Totally Alpha.
Good evening, everybody. This is Bedbugs, and welcome to TKO Podcast number 30. Holy shit. All right, so let's start with our introductions. First person on my screen is Mr. Justin Lynette.
Thanks for giving out my last name again. Oh, man. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing?
We are ducky as fucky.
Yay!
I'm nice and mellow.
All right, and then the next person on my screen is an actual surprise treat. We actually managed to get Mr. Fulcher on the show.
I need a fucking soundboard.
He's
You
gone.
know, I just
He's
realized
gone.
that his name is one letter away from a really disgusting ass play fucking thing.
Oh God. Hey, you've been on Urban Dictionary.
No, I thought of that a long time ago.
All right, and the next person on my screen is Mako Spire.
Fuck me.
All right.
No, please, fuck me. I'm a little hard up.
He's our resident nympho.
Yep, that's me.
All right, and then last but not least, for the regular crew, we have Mr. Catfish.
What is going on, everybody? How's it going, Bugs?
It's going pretty good. And our special guest this week is...
Look at the notes.
there we go.
The notes.
Joseph French.
I feel so loved and known.
I apologize. I don't really know you all that well, so I had to look up what your name was.
This is JC's probation officer, dude.
Oh, okay. So, did you pick JC as a client so you could get all that Popeye's chicken, or what?
It's okay. He knows it's just about as well. He's gonna make this good.
All right. So let's talk about what we all waste our money on this week. We'll start with you, JL.
Did I get the Legends Tailgate and Battle Trap or whatever last week?
No.
Yeah, I got those in from
Whoa,
Spiros.
my power just went out.
Well, your internet's still working because it's through the fucking phone line. But I got Battle Trap. I got the Tailgate, and I also
There's
got.
nothing. I can't see anything.
Jesus Christ, Tyler, you're ruining it, man. And I got a Black Series
No one
Praetorian
cares
Guard.
about that.
Yeah, they do.
Who? I'm the only one that listens.
Man, I got all this shit. You didn't even get fucking power this week, Tyler.
Hey, you keep it up, youngin', and you're gonna be listening.
All right. I
Are you on
suppose
Are you on your phone, Tyler? Is that how you're on the show?
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Is your power still out?
Yeah, it's complete. It's just all shut off. Like there is, and I'm
Don't
out
you live
kind
in
of
an
in the
apartment?
No, I live in the country now, and like it is pitch black.
Oh
I'll tell you
boy,
what.
look out the window. Is there a clown out there?
Amazingly, your
No,
internet
no
got
problem.
so much better now that your electric is gone.
Yeah, it's true.
It's because he lives under the power lines.
so it's completely black. You can't see nothing, huh?
I can see his. Oh nope, back on.
Okay, so
I don't
that
know.
answers what Tyler got this week. He got his
Jeez.
power fixed.
Got his power cut off.
No, I actually did get something. I got Toy World Devastator, the reissue.
Ooh,
Ooh,
nice.
big spender.
You know what you should have got?
Whole
Internet.
box set.
So which fine?
Shout out to Hanny. Got it from Hanny. So
Yeah,
Yay.
he's good people.
You all
Yeah,
remember that movie with fucking, what's his face, William H. Macy, the cooler? He would come fucking sit down at a casino table and fuck up everybody's chi. That's Tyler.
Poor Tyler.
That's cold.
All right, what did you get this week, Chris?
Nothing.
Why the hell not?
NJCC's this weekend. I hope to pick it up then.
Oh, you're
Damn
gonna
right.
blow your load there, huh?
Ah!
We're gonna blow it together because I'm going too.
Oh.
Nice.
You get across the streams.
No, we're actually going to be on either side of Tyler, and he's going to go skiing.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, shit.
oh, God.
It's fucked up, Tyler.
All right, what'd you get this week, Catfish?
What did I get?
Fake.
Yeah, I did get a little baked.
Little.
I got Yeah, MMC's Rumble.
Nice. How is it?
It's a good little figure, man.
Is it Rumble or is it Frenzy?
It's Rumble.
It's Frumble.
You asked the wrong color. Yeah, you're supposed to ask what color is it.
Oh, it's purple.
They are fucking beautiful.
It's nice, man.
I need to pick him up just for those little shake weights that he comes with.
Yeah.
Now, did you put batteries in the pile drivers, Catfish?
No, I ain't got time for all that noise.
I put them in mine.
They are fucking loud, aren't they? It's like...
They're loud, and the battery compartment is incredibly tight.
If we make a soundboard, I want that voice clip on there.
Yeah. So
what voice clip?
I'm gonna order the rest of them.
There's only one more.
Well, I know, but I'm gonna get all the tapes.
Didn't you get something else this week, JC?
Dude, I'm not done. I'm not done. My Guardian robot from Fans Toys finally came in.
Yay!
Nice. Was he the right color?
No, but he looks really good.
He's a sassy blue.
It's hard to get mad at that fucking figure.
That's true. But no, it's nice. It's like, it's got a lot of paint, a lot more than I expected, a lot more than the original release.
Nice.
Here I'm waiting for the Iron Factories. I don't have room for those big ass bots.
I'm gonna have both. I'll probably get the Iron Factory too.
Don't buy the MMC Laserbeak and Buzzsaw unless you're set for disappointment. Those are really bad.
They're not that bad. I mean, they're not great. Tyler. But I mean,
they seem too big.
That's the only reason I don't have them, is they look too big.
Hey, I'll bring them with me to NJCC. Mine are terrible.
Well, bring them with you. I got $35 for you. And not a piece. That's for both. Say what?
Yeah, that's how much I paid for both of them. So, I don't know.
Well, if you really hate them, I will take them for $35.
Well, Laserbeak blows off. Like his one back cannon, it just falls off because it's not glued together. Buzzsaw's completely missing a magnet out of the wing. It just wasn't there, and all their magnets fell out. The paint on them looks like it was haphazardly thrown from across the street onto the cassette.
That's a pretty good way to describe it, man. I never heard it described like that before.
Is that offer suddenly becoming $25 now?
Yeah, I know. I'm starting to lower my offer. How about I buy a dust of beer, and I'll give you like a couple of crackers from the bar.
I've got some pocket lint and a corn dog.
A half-eaten corn dog.
Oh,
yeah. So, JC, you get anything else?
I did. My boy, shout out to Yule. This motherfucker, he seen me in a thread in the cafe arguing about Shockwave, and I said Fans Toys was shit, so he sent me a Quake Wave.
Yeah.
He just sent you a Quake Wave.
Yeah,
just so everybody knows, I think that all of Fans Hobbies Monster Bots are shit. They're absolute garbage.
They are, aren't they?
Oh, God, yeah, horrible.
But I was arguing this shit up for like...
That's a good ruse, though.
2 or 3 hours. Yeah.
Man, I hate that Fans Toys Guardian. That thing is such trash. I hate that thing. No one better ever send that to me.
Yeah, and that MMC Overlord, fuck that thing.
Yeah, man.
Giant piece of shit.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'd take another one, too. It's garbage.
Dude, and you know what I really don't want? That fucking Unicron lamp.
Yeah. Right.
Actually, you know what? For real, fuck the Unicron lamp. I don't buy anything that doesn't articulate or transform. Fuck
it
that.
Articulates. You just, like, carry it around the fucking house like it's it articulates. It's hard to articulate with a body.
It's not
that's all I got, Bugs.
It doesn't transform.
So what do you think of that Fans Toys Shockwave?
I like him. He's okay. He's not the Takara, but he'll have to sit on my shelf forever now.
See, my Quake Wave was a lot, like, all the joints and everything was way better than the Takara release.
Yeah, so
Well,
I just don't like the color of the Takara release. I prefer the
I
dark
love it.
purple of the toy.
See, I like the cartoony color. That's the only reason he's on my MP shelf still is the Takara has the cartoon color.
I will never, ever, ever get rid of my Quake Wave because
Me either.
it's the first fucking
No.
third-party figure I paid for, and I bought it at the height.
It was me
$250.
too, man. No, I bought mine when it came out. I was actually like at Charticon, and it had literally just came out.
Oh no, I bought it when it was fucking its most expensive.
I'll tell you what, man, Quake Wave probably had a lot to do with me getting into the MP hobby too. Because like Quake Wave blew my fucking mind, dude.
He was the first one I bought, and I bought it off of Captured Prey. Like, I pre-ordered that thing when it came out, so I got that was my first third-party figure, full third-party with Quake Wave.
Didn't your dad
one
get
of
you
my
that one?
earlier ones. It was
Didn't your dad
definitely
get you that one for getting a good report card?
No, I bought that with my own money. No, but
From the paper.
Dale, you still got that stand you got from Hung?
Yeah, man, I got it. I haven't clear coated it yet. And it's been like 2 years, and I haven't clear coated it. I want to clear coat it before I use it.
I'll message Hung and see if we can't get a stand for JC, or you too, Chris, because you probably don't have one either.
Well, he wasn't making them and giving them away or anything. Like, we really shouldn't. We can't really tell that story on the air, Tyler. At least I don't think
we can't. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Whatever, I don't even know what you're talking about.
That's okay.
Yep, me neither.
I think we're talking about moving on to our guest. What did you get this week, sir?
Oh my god, I spent so much fucking money this week.
I mean, not on weed.
No.
It was you that had the Care Bear collection.
No. I picked up a bunch of MMC things. I picked up their Tarn, the
Nice.
Megatron. I got the Ravage cassette. That's the weirdest fucking transformation I ever played with. It just, everything moves all at once. It's fucking weird.
It almost feels like you should just be able to pull on it and it'll transform by itself.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna work very good for the stop animation, but it was bigger than that dinky ass little fucking MP cassette. And I got I think it's Generation toy, the IDW Prowl.
Yep.
And that's G Creation.
That was a G Creation.
G Creation. I get those two companies.
Everybody else keeps doing it too.
And the Mass Toys Skiff.
Oh, cool. That's a neat little figure.
Trying to fill out my IDW. I have two main collection. One's like the G1 masterpiece, and the other one's like IDW. One side's Lost Light, one side's Records. The one in the middle is just like, what is it, RID?
It's not RID anymore, but I guess.
Yeah, whatever it used to be, or whatever. I don't know what it is now. Optimus Prime.
We'll get to that more in the question segment later in the show.
Gotcha.
And as for myself, I didn't really get anything this week myself either. So, all right, let's move on to the news for the week. And the big story this week is a possible new Masterpiece Optimus Prime figure is being teased.
Boo!
Boo.
Get it out of here.
How do we even know what this is supposed to be? I mean, I know it's Prime, but it could just be like anything.
What if it's a Magnus?
Here was a translation. It pretty much is. They didn't say it, but they did say it.
I mean, I'd probably buy another one if it was cartoon accurate, more so than the original. But that MP10 is pretty fucking good.
I'm just getting sick of repaints and fucking
No, I'm not talking
remakes
repaint.
well, I know this is going to be a complete new figure, but do we really need a third one?
No, but at least it's a new mold.
It's like Bobby said on SCU. He said they're using the G1 nostalgia to fund everything else.
That's fine. They can have my money.
I don't mind at all. Like, I think it's fine.
So what if this one turns out to be a Power Master?
That would be cool as shit, but I don't think so from the style.
Because
I'd be annoyed that I just put all that money into God.Bomber, but whatever.
Yeah, I need that God Bomber too. I haven't got it yet. What about if this is a lamp? Wouldn't it be badass if you had a? What about if you had a Optimus Prime lamp where the light bulb was in the chest where the Matrix is?
What if this is the Haze guide to fucking Optimus Prime?
Yeah.
What's up with the stacks on his shoulder, though, on that picture?
I know, it's kind of hanging kind of low, isn't it?
Yeah. That looks weird.
Yeah, it is low.
Maybe this is like the paperwork that the blind intern wrote up.
I just don't like the direction the MP line is taking. I don't like that ultra cartoony vibe.
I'm the opposite, dude. I love it. That's what I've been waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they can start their next line. Not MP plus, they can start the MP minus line. Minus all the details.
You shut the fuck up, Tyler.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel, because, like...
Shout out to that guy who made that comment in one of the threads.
Tyler.
It's like, as a kid, Transformers appealed to me because the car looked like a real toy car. And then the robot mode was a robot, obviously, but... It's like you want that real toy car thing out. I don't want the limitations of the cartoon to carry over into the toy. Basically.
I don't think it's hurt the car modes, though, yet.
Well, you did have that gray... Well, I guess you do have the option of switching out the chrome and the gray bits on Inferno and Grapple, but...
Yeah, but see, with those, like, I wanted that style of the truck. I didn't need a photorealistic version of a Japanese fire truck I'll never see.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I like. I kind of like all those ultra details in the vehicles.
You can buy some Ripper labels for it.
Oh, God, I hate it. I hate Ripper. I hate stickers.
I bet stickers would peel the paint off of those things. Can you imagine? Somebody's like, yeah, I'll buy it. Like, you sell it years down the line, and yeah, I'll buy it, but can you take the stickers off? Sure, and you just peel all the paint off.
So say this thing comes out and it looks really, really nice. Is anyone planning on replacing their MP10s with what's coming out?
Yep.
If I like it more, yeah. But like I said, it'd have to be damn good to get MP10 off my shelf.
And what I mean by replace is you would actually get rid of MP10. You wouldn't keep both.
Dude, I have a mint and sealed box, original true release MP10. I bought a second one just so I would have to open it. I always have an MP10.
Okay.
And I got MP10B too. He's badass.
I have a dirty secret. My first, the first figure that got me back into collecting these fucking things was the Wei Zhang, the oversized MP10.
Nice.
So I have him and the Neo1, the Mega Master, the oversized Megatron from Wei Zhang. They look so good together. I don't think I'd ever trade either one of them up for anything.
I don't mind the oversized stuff like that because to me, nobody did not buy an MP10 because they had MPP10. You cannot put
MP10 that's true.
In your masterpiece collection.
I have them.
Is he in your masterpiece collection? With Inferno and all that?
Yeah, he's right on my shelf with everybody else.
Did you put a can of spinach in front of his ass?
I like my leaders to be bigger than everybody else. I know it's out of scale. It's my own personal scale, but,
Damn, all right, man.
Okay. Do what you want,
Yeah, no shit. Go for it.
So depending on what they do with the cab transformation on this, do you think it's likely we're going to maybe see another Ultra Magnus that takes more cues of making the trailer armor that goes on the cab rather than fully integrated like the original MP Magnus?
Can I break everybody's heart right now? We're never fucking getting that. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. Never getting that.
Well, if you have, maybe not an MP, the Chug with the PE. What's that figure?
Oh, you're not talking about City Commander, are you?
No, I'm talking about the Perfect Effect cab that you can get for G.W.A.R and Ultra Madness.
their Power Master thing they did.
Yeah, they remade the cab, and the cab turns into a little, like a 5.5-inch Optimus Prime.
That's cool,
Yeah,
but
I've seen that shit.
that's still not like the original. Well, I guess he was kind of standing in the toy, anyways.
Pretty close, JL.
We gotta drop this fucking news segment.
No, man, I'm interested in talking about this shit.
Okay. So, what was MP10's original retail?
Too much.
It's like $100. Oh, I think it was like $100 when it first came out.
Which one, the Toys R Us or Takara?
I'm talking about Takara. So I'm just trying to kind of gauge what do you guys think this is going to come out at as far as price range.
$159.99.
$100.
I never had the original. I got the reissue. It was like $150 for the reissue.
Yeah,
Used to be a $179.99.
When I first bought the MPP10 that I have, the only reason I bought it was because it was $90. It was bigger. But everywhere I looked to get an MP10, they wanted like $350 for it about 2 years ago. So I was like, fuck that. So I just got the KO, and that made me buy all this other shit. It was like, yeah, you start with one. I have a Prime, so I have to get a Megatron, and I suffered with that MPO5 piece of crap for so long.
That is a piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, right now I have him in gun mode hanging on my wall, because he does look good in gun mode, even though you need freaking giant hands to pass it off as a gun. But I'm willing to bet this Optimus Prime is going to go for at least $250.
Oh, yeah. For
At
sure.
least, if not more. Because look at Dinobot, which I'm going to buy Dinobot, but
Me too. It's already pre-ordered.
I can't. After, as great as friggin' Primal and Cheetor was, I can't not buy that fucking thing.
Well, he's going to be a lot bigger, though. Like, he's going to be, like, way bigger than those two is what I hear.
And he has a lot of crap, too, like a really nice display stand and a bunch of other shit.
He also has the tears of 1,000 hard pours.
So what if the translation is just wrong and this is the Power of the Prime's Prime?
Could be.
Possible, but you know how these rumors are with Takara. They usually turn out.
They make pills to fix that droopy stack.
I'm all about it.
The number 35 is in there.
How about for the 35th anniversary?
I hope
That's what they're talking about. It's gonna be it'll be the 35th anniversary. It's either this year or next year. I forget where I read it. Someone translated it.
So who's buying this? I might.
For sure.
It ends.
Oh, it's pre-ordered as fuck just based on this little vector line art.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Do you guys think that we do Megatron now that they redid Optimus?
No.
They
Maybe if they do another 20 releases before then, yeah.
All they have to do is make this Prime with like a battle damage setup that imitates the movie, and I'm sold. Like, I'm completely sold.
Yeah,
I just feel
if that's included.
I just feel like this is Takara going, fuck you to everybody waiting for a Jazz and a Hound.
I've had a Jazz and a Hound for a couple years now.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
Fans choice.
If Takara doesn't want to give me what I want, I'm going to have to go to everybody else.
But you know what? Selling Optimus, they know he sells. So to double dip and go back into releasing a new MP Optimus, the money that they're hoping to make off that, if it sells for as much as Dinobot sells for, maybe that's how they're able to get the licensing and all that and the designing to actually do Jazz and Hound. Because who are they going to repaint those molds into?
They'll find something.
Oh, I'm sure there's at least 5 different freaking Diaclone models they could push out.
Oh, you got G2 Jazz, you got...
well, that's not very much different from the G1 version.
The Target Master one.
What's that?
Ricochet.
Yellow and brown? Yeah, Ricochet.
Wasn't there like a Cookie Crisp edition of that shit or something? Yeah, you can get Cookie Crisp Jazz. That is sold as fuck, by the way, if they make Cookie Crisp Jazz. Am I the only one that remembers that?
I remember.
Wait, that's a real thing?
Yeah,
It is.
Wow.
Cookie Crisp, motherfucker.
As long as they don't make another MAGA Jazz.
Oh, man. JC would buy that,
cold,
though.
man.
MP Mega Jazz.
He comes
Fine,
with,
all I need is one. All I need is one.
he don't come with a stand, he comes with a wall segment.
All right. Well, I think let's move on to the next thing in our news.
Peter.
And try to hold your tears back, JC.
Shut the fuck up, Bugs.
So Hasbro has announced that they are giving up the Michael Bay verse. They are rebooting.
Hallelujah!
That's sad.
So the Bumblebee sequel prequel here will be the last movie that has anything to do with that universe.
Does this mean that Masterpiece movie figures are dead?
Well, that's the weird thing. They announced that they're doing this, but then you see all like the leader Black Oak coming out, the movie series. So it's like it seems like Hasbro is fine with starting over to start fresh, but they don't want to completely sweep the Bayverse under the rug and pretend it didn't happen.
It's like the cow is dead and they're milking the corpse.
Yeah.
The Bayverse, I think they're gonna, push the whole nostalgia thing for. Because it has been, 10, 12 years now?
What nostalgia?
Tyler, you were 8 when it came out. Shut up.
That's exactly my point. There's a lot of people who were like 8, 9 years old, and then 10 years later they're like 19, 20, and...
No, they're all in jail now. What are you talking about?
No, but look, here's the difference with that. Our stuff was, I think, probably better written, and even though it was a fucking cartoon and everything, you got attached to those characters, and it was written.
Oh,
These fucking movies were garbage.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not sticking up for the movies at all.
Are you a
apologist?
My point is, kids like 10, 20 years from now are going to be like, oh yeah, I remember that. I played with that as a kid. That's fucking trash.
Kids are like that with everything nowadays, so kids
Poor JC.
Sounds like you're kind of triggering over there.
A little bit.
I'm a little upset by this, but it's fine.
But is it fine? Really?
No.
Well, just think. You'll always have that lasting memory of John Cena killing the movie universe.
That should be the ending credits.
Whatever, man. It's fine. It is what it is, right?
I can't believe they made it all the way through those fucking movies without The Rock showing up in any of them.
You gotta fucking...
Well, that's because he went into G.I. Joe. He was already in one Hasbro movie.
True. He saw that train wreck from the distance. He's like, I can't do that. What else you got?
But it will be kind of funny if the Bumblebee movie turns out to be like the best movie in the whole movie universe.
Turned out to have The Rock in it.
Yeah, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Like, it's probably gonna be shit.
Oh yeah.
But you're gonna eat all of it anyway.
Oh, you know I'm gonna fucking
Right.
take it all, buddy.
Turd.
As long as it looks like the movie designs, it will be trash.
You're fucking trash. Shut up.
Hey.
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 Shut the fuck
Stupid
up, Tyler.
out.
Somebody call the other one a cuck and let's get going.
So with them deciding to change to a different cinematic universe here, and they look like they're going to try to incorporate their other Hasbro lines into it, like G.I. Joe.
Oh, fuck no.
Oh, God.
Crossovers!
No better. You're just making Transformers worse.
Let's make a fucking universe, a cinematic universe.
The Care Bears help the Autobots to save Cybertron against the evil Cobra and the My Little Ponies.
I think Hasbro really needs to embrace IDW and start giving people more IDW content and funding that shit.
When you say that, that sounds like a good idea. But what Hasbro gets in their head is, oh, we'll take IDW and make it our way and then put it out in the movie. That's why half of the comics that they all got involved in turned to trash immediately.
Well, you have to remember, Tyler, is that when it comes to the comics, it's Hasbro and IDW working together. When it comes to the movies, it's Hasbro and Paramount. And so you can pretty much put all the blame of anything shitty in the movies on Paramount.
Oh, don't be like that, because fucking, some of that shit is Hasbro, some of that shit is Michael Bay, some of that shit is the movie studio.
No,
Yeah, honestly, I don't blame Michael Bay for the train wreck that those movies were.
For the second one, I would, because
he was in charge.
He took over writing responsibilities when the writers went on strike during Revenge of the Fallen.
Oh, all right, never mind. I retract that then. I was not aware of that.
Yeah, and then he
I blame the writers, if anything, but...
He got a deck of flashcards, put it in a card shuffler, and fucking... look, script ideas.
Yeah,
that's basically how that movie was made.
Hey, let's do Dernerbert.
Hey!
Let's do Baby Dernerbert.
Yeah, let's do RC and Chromia, who show up out of nowhere, who's half a robot, half intestines on a wheel. That's a good idea.
What the fuck was with the little tiny baby Dinobots? What was that?
They were there for cuteness. They served no purpose whatsoever.
They didn't even sell no figures of that either. Little kids didn't.
So they're basically. Oh, what are those fucking thing called in Star Wars? Those little fucking
porgs.
Fucking
porgs.
Yeah, so they're basically porgs.
Fucking stupid.
They're just to sell toys, and I'm sick of that's what I know it's what it is, but I'm sick of it being that. I want them to tell a good story. Quit trying to sell me something.
Well, they would probably sell more if they told a good story.
Well, they're not telling any more stories now.
Oh, come on, you got Powered with Primes coming up soon on Machinima.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I mean, next year when they're in another fucking toy line and you can't even find the fucking toys that they're fucking showing a cartoon for?
Yeah, that's so bad, man. Could you imagine, like, you were watching, like, fucking Headmasters and you go to the store, there's nothing but, like, original season 1 shit on the shelf? Man, they all dead. I don't want to play with them.
This past whatever they did with I don't even know, Titan's Return, I think. Mm-hmm. And none of the characters were a Titan Master whatsoever. The only Titan Master was the little guy that came with Fortress Maximus. That was it. Perceptor somehow talked to the Matrix through the Matrix would blink at him and he'd understand what that meant.
God, spoiler alert, Tyler.
Yeah, really, man. I don't watch that shit yet.
You weren't gonna anyway.
It was so terrible. The city was under attack, yet there was like six characters in the whole city. It's like we must get everyone to safety, and throughout the whole series, there's like no Triptychon's just stomping on empty buildings.
Yep.
Though it was pretty typical of Rodimus to just, in the middle of all this chaos, just go, I don't want to be a leader no more.
He's a fucking pussy.
Gives back the Matrix, and then, like, Overlord shows up and flashes him in the crater, and then like, oh, I'm evil now. I'm gonna flash you too. And
man, I gotta watch this shit. You're making it sound pretty good. Overlord shows him his titties. He's all evil, man. I want to see that shit.
Yeah, but Overlord kind of sounds like Foghorn Leghorn, which is kind of weird.
Oh yeah.
I say, boy.
I say.
It's like
Hail to the
They
Decepticons.
tried.
Go away, boy, you bother me.
They tried to get him close to the comics, but all it did was wind up making him annoying. He was so close. They were close with Overlord, but they were so far away from Last Stand of the Record.
The only voice actor that could do Overlord any justice is fucking Mark Hamill. Using the Joker voice.
That'd be alright.
Because that's kind of how I picture Overlord, is just this fucking crazy, happy about doing violence guy.
That's how I imagine a lot of us.
The way he was invincible in that show was just ridiculous.
Man, you're just ruining it for me now, Tyler.
I'm just talking about the IDW. Yeah, I'm more...
Oh, the IDW? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
As for G.W.A.R, in G.W.A.R, what was he, basically just a mech for two little Power Master guys?
Yep.
Power Master husband and wife team. How gay.
At the end, they revealed that the robots were actually all there, but they were using the combination of the humans, I think, to help.
Yeah, it was some weird convoluted thing at the end that basically explained to them that they were sentient in some way, and
yeah, because that mutant thing that took over Dark Scorpion?
It's story time with Tyler.
Hey, wait a minute.
Story time with Tyler.
No. Is it Tyler time?
It's Tyler time.
Yay!
Yay!
Tyler.
What's it? The Shakaroon music that I heard on one of mine.
Tyler, how are you doing?
I'm good. So continuing on with what I was saying, whatever that mutant thing was, zapped. I don't know. I didn't understand the Japanese series, but he basically
turn the subtitles on, Tyler.
Even with subtitles, it was trash. But the characters were cool. But the mutant thing who took over Dark Scorponok or Black Zarek separated Mega and Giga from Overlord, and Overlord was a full, on Decepticon from that point on.
Man, I wish I finished Master Force now.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
I made it about, halfway through Season 2 or some shit, and I never could finish it.
Yeah, it sounds awful.
I finished it, but I just couldn't get connected with any of the characters because, they're not portrayed as sentient. It was just, I don't know, weird.
It's the last episode, they were all basically sentient.
Yeah, basically, the last episode kind of hey, it's alright, you can like these guys, they're real.
Hey, we're all leaving. Sorry for wasting 3 years of your life fighting the Decepticons.
Yeah, no shit.
They would have been better off just leaving them alone. But no, let's hide these Sonic the Hedgehog rings inside of a truck and then basically use them again. You can take these off. So
Tyler's starting to break up.
So back to the actual discussion about the end of the movie universe.
Well, we were talking about stuff that was better than the movie universe.
Yeah, Force. I'd rather watch Master Force than anything Michael Bay or Paramount or whatever.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, you fucking liar. You would not.
I'd rather watch Transformers Cybertron than...
Jesus.
Master Force!
Shit is terrible.
How do you guys think the next movie universe, what kind of style you think, or do you expect that the robots will be done in? Is it going to be just slightly tweaked different from the current movie aesthetic, or do you think it's going to be something more solid, more reminiscent of the cartoon designs, maybe even more like Transformers Prime?
I think it's going to be canceled indefinitely.
I guarantee you this, whatever it is, we have no fucking idea, because Hasbro's going to fucking throw us a curveball.
Yeah.
Yep.
You thought fucking a Starscream Dorito was all we had?
Oh,
motherfucker, wait, hold my beer.
Don't even fucking remind me.
It's directed by Jim Carrey.
As a bowling ball.
It's gonna be a fucking good cop, bad cop comedy directed by Jim Carrey.
I just hope they don't do something with Beast Wars and make Beast Wars terrible.
No, they just leave Beast Wars. They need to leave Beast Wars alone.
Yeah,
It's Kong versus Godzilla versus Megatron.
I don't even want to imagine what they could do to that license. Just
I bet you they'd have an easier time making a decent Beast Wars figure or decent Beast Wars movie versus a G1 movie.
So
if they want to do anything, they need to go back and redo Beast Machines and just stomp that out of existence, because Beast Wars, the Beast Machines was trash.
So
I thought Beast Machines was okay. It was definitely.
I liked it. I thought Beast. I liked the. I enjoyed it.
The whole
the aesthetic
and spiritual thing was dumb.
A little daunting, but.
So say this movie comes out and it becomes a trilogy. Is there anything specific that you really would like to see in this trilogy included from something else? Like, is there something that stood out from another series, like a certain way a character was depicted, or a certain alt mode, or just a character in general? Is there something specific that you want to see that included in this next set of movies?
I want to see him remake G1. Just straight up remake shit fucking in the movie.
Megan Fox's tits.
You can probably already see that somewhere.
I don't know, man. I looked. It's not easy to find.
I would want absolutely nothing to do with any of the Michael Bay cinematic whatever in the movies at all. Not even nothing.
Okay, you're repeating what you said earlier. What's something you want in the movies?
Way to host, Bugs! Fucking put him in his place.
Yeah, damn, man. Savagery.
I want anything, basically, almost anything from Transformers Prime. Almost anything.
Fuck that.
I want you to want in one hand and shit in the other.
I want to see maybe the way the humans were in Generation 1, like Spike and Carly. None of this more like 6-year-old, like, I'll just skip school for the rest of my life and help the Autobots. None of that.
You know what, though? If I was a kid, that's an awesome fucking pipe dream.
Yeah.
Because I used to skip school just to watch fucking Price is Right. Them motherfuckers are helping the Autobots.
How about you, Joseph? What's something you really want to see included in the next set of movies?
I just want to see Sins of the Wreckers, Last Stand of the Wreckers, and whatever this last arc that they're doing in the comics. I want to see that in movie form. That's all I want.
Would you rather it be a movie, or would you rather it be an animation style movie like the straight to DVD shit DC does?
That, I've talked to friends about this, and that's actually what I want. I wouldn't mind seeing like Dreamwave or DC doing the Transformers just direct to video based off the IDW comics. That would be freaking awesome. I would be very happy with that.
Like with Batman the Killing Joke, how they had it in theaters for like 3 days. Maybe do that with the Transformer movie.
Or like Justice League, they had that in there for about 3 days too.
No,
I thought that shit was alright, I'm just joking.
As for my personal answer to that question, something I would really like to see, something that really I didn't like about the Michael... No. With the Michael Bay movies is that it was always Optimus and Megatron every movie, even though they both kept repetitively dying. I would like to see them introduce some of the other main Decepticons as leading different groups and having them in each different movie and having it build up to Megatron in the last one.
Yeah.
Negan. You know what I mean?
You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see...
Peener.
No. I'd like to see a rockumentary based on the group Cybertronic Spree.
I would too, actually. I'd probably watch that for real.
Drew and I were actually talking about doing something like that with his Close Kutash band.
Nice.
What?
I do stop motion music videos with my buddy Drew, Close Kuntosh. It's like a group of Sunstreaker. It's basically the Lambos and the Fair Ladies and Bumblebee in a band, and they do stuff.
And Tyler.
Is
Do they
Tyler
dress
here?
up?
Do they
What was
dress
it?
up? Do they wear costume?
No, there's no costumes. I bought little guitars for them and everything.
It's stop motion animation. It's not people.
Oh,
I know it's not people. I'm wondering if the Transformers wear costumes.
Oh, dress them up like that box set they did the rock band.
Oh no. That's an awesome idea, though. I would not mind getting some wigs and.
Can I have a special request? A fucking crossover with Gem and the holograms.
No, because I'm not gonna buy those toys.
You can borrow them from someone in the hardcore collector.
I think Tyler redeemed himself with that.
Barely.
He's alright.
All right. Well, I think it's time we move on to our custom spotlight. So, Chris, you want to take us away on this?
Sure.
Oh,
Somebody in one of my other chats or whatever sent me these pictures or a link to this construction project that a dad did for his son. Well, I'm assuming his son. His son's
hopefully
bedroom.
his son.
And what it is his dad built the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon as a loft bed. And it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it
God,
is.
imagine if this was just like a trap made by some pedophile.
Oh, God.
Nice.
He jumps in and the fucking gate and stairs just slam shut.
Like instead of a van that pulls up that says candy or ice cream, it's Star Wars. Come on.
Hey, little boy. You want to come in?
You want to have a sleepover?
You want to come in and pet my Wookiee?
You're gonna have to relax, Joe. You're settling into a little bit too much. You're a monster too, just like JC.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess this is the finished picture of it, with the bed and the blanket and everything on it. It doesn't look like he did much to finish off the interior, but the outside, he fucking weathered it. He put a digital print on the wall of the rest of the Falcon in space. On the other side of the wall, where the kid can see out when he's sleeping in the bed, he's got a wall that has a TV and a arsenal of lightsabers and Nerf guns. So much that you could actually call this kid a Nerf hoarder.
Yeah, you know what? Screw this kid. I hate him.
So,
Jealous.
is that
Jealous
wall
himself.
made to look like the inside of the Death Star, too?
Yep. A lot of people do that when they're doing their Star Wars dioramas and displays and shit. Because it's an easy, pattern to get cut out and whatever. I mean, it's a lot of work, but you get a manufacturer to route it out for you like this.
So if you were to get a print like that he has stuck to the wall there, how much would that cost, do you think?
Installed or just printed?
Both.
You're probably looking at about, conservatively, at least $500 to $600.
Oh, that's not bad. I thought it'd be more than that.
And I price my shit, reasonably, whereas other people in other areas of the country or even in this state can charge an arm and a leg for the same thing. It varies widely.
Ah. Okay. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Definitely, my 7-year-old self is definitely jealous of this kid.
Fuck yeah. Can you imagine going over to this kid's house for a birthday party or a fucking, like a play date, and you see...
Imagine you live in the projects and he invites you to his party at school.
Yeah. And you fucking see this, and
I
you're like...
hate my parents.
Like, I
Well,
can
we know
kill
that,
this
Tyler.
kid.
That's what we're talking about.
Kill this kid and fucking wear a wig and look like him and take over his life.
Wear his face like a mask. Live the lie.
Yeah. It's fucking awesome.
Shit got dark.
Yeah. But that was our first custom of
Sorry
the evening. We have a second custom, just because, we have to have a toy custom on there as well.
Mm-hmm.
This is, in keeping with the Star Wars theme, at Adamus Prime. Somebody repainted, I guess, one of the Star Wars crossover figures. It's AT-AT. It looks like the fucking cab in the trailer of Prime.
It's something.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Somebody's enjoying the fuck out of it. Good for them.
I mean, it's not
I can see enjoying it ironically.
It's a fine custom. I mean, the job looks like it was done well.
They did a good job making it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
Fucking looks like he's got a cape on or wings or some fucking shit.
He's like, what happened to my feet?
So when this AT-AT deploys roller, it kind of looks like he's taking a deuce, huh?
I'm at Adamus Prime.
So that was that.
All right.
Go team.
I think it's time we go on to Knockoff Corner.
Yay!
I've heard you get cancer from these things.
You
That's
do.
just a horrible fucking rumor spread by fucking Big Toy.
No, it's true, man. The plastic they use is cheap and it causes cancer. Oh, that's facts, son.
Whatever. All right.
Facts.
You doing this, Bugs, or am I doing it?
I'll do this one.
right.
So what we are looking at is a knockoff alternator skids,
Christ.
and it's called Alteration Man, and underneath it says Bread Insect.
Yo, are you sure that's not supposed to be a Bay knockoff? Bread insect. Abomination, man.
And above that it says, "Welcome to our toys world." I don't want to be in that world.
Yeah. Welcome to the fucking jungle.
Jesus Christ.
I think the real injustice about all this is that I really want to see a figure that, represents that name. I want to see a transformer that's called Bread Insect. You turn from a bug to a loaf of bread or something.
Yeah, and I want to know what kind of fucking bugs directly attack wheat.
Yes. You know what? They probably got it from one of the threads in one of the groups. It was probably supposed to say inbred sex. Translation fucked it up.
At least they got robot to vehicle right.
I want to see the back of this box, man.
Yeah.
But it looks exactly like alternator skids, but obviously the quality is gonna be shit. But it's just the packaging alone made it worth putting it in this section of the show.
It's a pretty low res picture, but do the red on those arms, that like die cast to you?
Although I was starting to wonder if this is actually a Binaltech knockoff instead of an alternator, but
It
could be. But anyway,
That was a terrible figure, so it's going to be a terrible knockoff.
Yeah.
That fucking thing sucked.
that was a pain in... I had the alternator. It was a pain in the ass to transform.
This is a pain in the ass to do anything with.
I got that one because it looks like my wife's car.
Mine's just a pain in the ass to stand.
Yeah, he just fucking don't want to do anything.
But he looks good on the shelf, considering we don't have any other skids for MP collection. So
That's true. Not yet.
close enough.
Well, we got skid marks coming. I'm still waiting for that Fans Toys.
That's the dirtiest title.
You haven't seen Fans Toys skid marks yet?
No.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be tight.
Man, that seems like the perfect segue into our next item in here.
What do we got?
Chris, you want to tell us about this one?
What? Sorry.
What?
Choking on my weed. Sorry. These are pocket toys. They are direct knockoffs of DX9's Legend Scale Seekers. They put out. No, they're fine.
They're not oversized or anything like the other ones.
Hey, Chris, are these the same size as the DX9 ones? You have a set of these knockoffs in the other colors, don't you?
Yeah, this is they're the exact same as the other ones. Because I had the DX9 set of original Seekers, and then the pocket toys of their Seekers as well.
Man, I'm in on this shit, dude. This is awesome.
Somebody choking on their water bong there?
But anyway,
JC, he's drowning in the bathtub.
this company has put out both the original 3 Seekers and then the Coneheads, and now they are putting out set number 3, which is the Rainmakers.
Yeah, they named that blue motherfucker Lame Boss.
No, I think it says Flame Boss.
Oh, it says Flame Boss?
Yeah.
Same thing.
It looks like Sunstorm is named Sun God.
Sharknado.
And Acid Storm.
Poison Cloud.
Cloud.
Oh, man. You know what, though? That paint on the fucking Sunstorm is better than the fucking Hasbro masterpiece.
Talking about Ronald McStarscream?
Ronald McStarscream.
Yeah. Well, this was shared in Legions, I believe, and no other information has been forthcoming.
I can't wait for this shit to come out, man.
Oh, fuck
Shit
yeah.
is horrible.
Fuck
Shut
It
you.
don't even look like it does on the box.
They ain't never. DX9 is never making this, man. So if that's how I have to get it, man, I'm willing to send a little bit.
Fucking KO, dude. That's cool though. You can buy it. I don't care. I won't judge you.
Is
It'll
it
be
really
like
a KO
$35
if... No, I mean, is it really a KO if the other company's not making the color you want?
It's a knockoff of the mold still.
It's a gray area, but yeah, I mean, it's still a knockoff of the mold, so it is what it is.
Now, if DX9 makes a set of these, I'll throw these in the trash and buy the DX9 ones.
Fair enough.
No,
Yeah.
I don't care.
With a lot of these smaller Chinese companies, I mean, is it possible that DX9 just licensed the mold away to another company to do shit that they don't want to bother doing?
They don't
No.
license anything in China.
No. They just steal.
Sell.
They got fake fucking Apple stores in China, dude. Like they don't
China
copyright.
sounds so awesome.
It does actually, except for the whole communism part.
Welcome to Apple Store.
So what do you think the estimated release date will probably be for these?
I have no idea.
There's no information out. Just the picture got
It's
dropped.
just these 2 pictures. That's it. I only talk about it because it's notable KO news for this week. Normally I'm scrounging around to find bread insect. But,
Okay. All right. Well, I think we should move on to our next segment, Catfish's Catch of the Week. So what did you get this week, sir?
Tiny peener.
I got skunked, pretty much. I didn't catch shit, but Then today came around and I infiltrated this new group that JL turned me on to called Masterpiece Addicts.
Yeah, buddy.
But hey, for real, this shit should be called KO Addicts.
For real, dude.
So I got busy in there today with some typical bullshit and pissed them off enough to where they fucking turned off the commenting. So that's fine, but they didn't kick me out, so it's all good.
They didn't kick you out yet.
Oh, they will. They'll get tired of me eventually. They all do. Except William, he doesn't give a fuck. He just lets me do whatever I want.
Yeah, there must be something going on between y'all two.
No, I don't know why. I think he just likes my savagery.
Yeah. You help
They're
expel
fucking
the
morons.
It's true. But yeah, that was my catch of the week. So nothing major to talk about.
Okay.
But I would definitely, if you haven't checked out that group yet, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking terrible, man. They all about their goddamn knockoffs, man. It's called Masterpiece Addicts, and there ain't no masterpieces in there.
No, it's all knockoff all the time.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's terrible.
I just bought this knockoff Rodimus for $49.95. Did I get a good deal? Yeah.
You get a brand new one right now for $70.
Not even, dude. He's cheap as shit in Japan, man.
Yeah.
So speaking of cheap masterpieces, and actual masterpieces, not the KO shit, let's move on to Bedbug's bargain bin for the week. So this has been on sale for a while now. I don't know if people just haven't noticed it or just don't care, but fuck it, I'm talking about it. So Masterpiece Shattered Glass Optimus Prime was released, and BBTS has it on sale for $100 right now.
Is there any paint on that thing?
On the box. It's on the box.
All right.
So it was originally retailed for like what, 150, something like that.
I think it was like 159 or something.
So $100 for
$180.
$100 for an MP10, even if it's the Mirrorverse that FunPub created, is a very good price if you want the mold and want an actual legitimate figure instead of KO.
I'm going to say something that I usually wouldn't. I wish that they had fucked the face up like the knockoff did. The knockoff had a gash on the face, and I think it made it way more interesting, but I've handled it before, and it feels like a piece of shit.
What, the knockoff or this one?
The knockoff Shattered Glass one came out before the real one.
But does that one feel like a piece of shit, or does the real one feel like a piece of shit?
The knockoff one feels like a piece of shit.
Oh, okay.
But, like, the knockoff one has a gash in the face, and I swear to, it makes it so much more interesting looking.
I love the way this thing looks. I just haven't...
I just want him more fucked up. It looks like he got a titty twister and turned purple. Like look up the knockoff one and look at the head and tell me if that would have not made this epic. If this had that, I would have already bought this. But I'm just not gonna have any of them then.
Right.
Or I can buy this for $100 and gash it myself.
Yeah, get the fucking Dremel out.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of tempted to get this, and I might just do it.
Do it, Bugs.
Buy me one.
Do it.
Okay.
Especially since I got rid of my Bacon one.
Yeah, you should definitely get it. It's gorgeous in person. It really is. I saw it last year at DairyCon. I was tempted to buy it then, but I didn't. For some reason I didn't pull the trigger, and I wish I would have, because the thing I did buy with the money is falling apart. So.
Oh, you got that Leonidas?
No, I got that fucking that big Action Master Optimus Prime. The one I told you with the busted ab crunch.
Oh yeah, that sucks. That looks like a good figure too. It sucks yours fell apart.
I mean, it still looks cool, but I know that I can't touch it. It's gonna just break.
Yeah, the only thing about getting this Optimus is that he's the only one. It's he by himself from that universe. It's like I'd really would want a Shattered Glass Megatron to go with him if I did get this. But
Man, you just put him next to the Scourge, dude.
Mhm.
Put him up to next to MP10B. Have a little rogue gallery. That's where I would put him. I might buy it. Fuck it.
I
And
had
then-
I wanted this. Well, I had this Shattered Glass Optimus and Masterpiece Megatron. I was gonna buy them, and when the Shattered Glass Optimus dropped before the Megatron did, and I forgot to take it out of my pre-order on BBTS, and BBTS took my money that I was going to use for Megatron on the Shattered Glass Optimus, and I was mad.
Nice.
So that's why I didn't get the Masterpiece Megatron until they did the reissue just recently.
Well, at least you didn't buy the knockoff.
No way buy that.
And then I have a second deal. If you're going to be getting this from BBTS, there is another. There is another masterpiece on BBTS, and that is MP05G, the Gold Megatron.
Slingatron.
Oh, God.
That thing is atrocious in any mode but gun mode. It should come gun mode in the fucking box, glued together.
And the only reason I put it in here is because this thing, as ugly as it is, it originally retailed for $200, and BBTS has it for $80 right now.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, you know what? They're still not selling any up either.
You want Miami Vice Walter P38 gun? It's gold-plated, buddy.
Well, if it's real gold plate, I'll buy it.
Hey, I bet you guys if they took all these back since they're not selling them and they put them for $75 and said it was a KO, everyone would be all over it.
That's what I'm saying, dude. They need to take this and they'll make it the Wei Jiang MP36 knockoff, fucking gold edition. Then people will buy it for like $150.
Oh yeah, you already know it. It's like if you take this and you just put KO on the box, what's it? Half of these people in all these booths will jump all over it.
You know that he is the only MP I have ever sold. I have never sold an MP except for him, and I guess I did sell Year of the Horse Prime. I guess I don't like gold as much as I thought I did.
That's saying
I'm
something,
just not
folks.
a fan of repaints in general.
I do miss my Year of the Horse Prime, but buying him paid for most of my MP10 that I have on the shelf now.
Like, what the fuck is Linkin Park Soundwave? I'm sorry, but what the
It's an
fuck?
atrocity against God.
It's true.
Who is that for? I mean,
Nobody.
Well,
It's
there's one less
it's for
person on
somebody
the
that's
face.
about 45 and operates on a 13-year-old level. Wants to buy a fucking Soundwave.
Well, there's one less person in this world that can tell us why there's a Linkin Park Soundwave.
Oh, boy.
And in this week's Why Chris is Going to Hell.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, are you numb?
Yeah,
You numb inside?
always have been, always will be.
Yeah. Let's talk about Megatron's fucking giant peener hanging down. I don't remember it looking like that.
Because,
Pull my trigger, Starscream.
No!
Me gold.
Hey, that was from Robot Chicken, right?
Yep.
Where's Willie Fong when you need him, dude?
Yeah.
Hey, did anyone watch that Robot Chicken episode with the Beast
Dave.
Wars episode?
You're talking about
Yeah,
David K. in
no.
the teaser.
Yeah,
film?
that was awesome.
Yeah.
Was it a episode with those two in it, or is it just that scene?
Yeah, just that scene.
Well, it
Yeah.
was just like a
Oh, that was the whole.
1 minute thing.
The fucking whole show is only 12 minutes long.
Yeah, they don't have that fucking David K money, dude.
Right.
I was
Yeah.
hoping they'd do more of it. That was pretty cool, though. I like that.
Well, and typically when they bring somebody on to the show, they do voices for other things too. So it will be interesting to see what all characters in that episode David K. actually ends up voicing.
Well, what would you do if you found out he does a really good Joker? They had him do the Joker too.
If he's known
Mark
for anything
Hamill off
else, they'll probably do a bit on that too.
Then they'll probably do an Inuyasha spoof because he was,
what?
The Japanese anime Inuyasha
No idea.
with the white demon guy with the giant sword.
You talking about JC, the White Demon?
No. In that anime,
I thought he was the Grand Wizard.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
That's what David K is most known in the anime community, is that he was Sesshomaru's voice actor in that series.
Man, you speak fluent nerd, bedbugs.
Yeah, you do.
Well, like, we all know Scott McNeil for being Rat Trap and Dinobot, but most of the anime people, they know him from, like, doing the voice of, Duo in Gundam Wing. And,
But he also... We're good.
And, what the hell is that? Some wolf guy in that Inuyasha series, too.
He also voiced Zordon in the anime porn parody Power Strangers.
Anyway, let's move on to the asshole of the week.
It's JC.
No, it's not me. It's my vet, man. So this fucking bitch. Last week I went to put my dog down, and my dog's 15 years old and it's all fucked up, right?
Almost as old as Tyler.
We check into this vet. It's a new vet we've never used before because our vet retired. And so we check into this vet and they put us in this little fucking death room, right? And they make us wait 45 minutes before anybody comes in.
Jesus.
Wow.
Oh, so I'm sitting there kind of chatted, kind of pissed off, right? So then the vet finally comes in, and she starts her fucking sales pitch.
About what do you want to do with the body after the dog's dead? Do you want us to make a...
No, she wanted us to put her on medications, run about 100 tests, and everything.
She was trying to get you not to put her down, huh?
Right, she was trying to get us to spend, a few grand on, tests and shit. And
tests for what? Your dog's old as fuck.
Dude, I'm like, it's 15 years old. I'm not putting thousands of dollars into this dog to keep her alive for 6 more months. Just,
and have a miserable life,
Right. Just go ahead and get it done.
Don't you wish we could do that with people?
Yeah.
No,
my old vet, he'd have just
do that with people.
Anyway, yeah, my old vet, he would have just been like, all right, and got it done. He's an old school fucking farm vet. This bitch kind of took his place, took over practice in town.
So did you actually call ahead and schedule a euthanasia appointment?
Oh, I did, yes.
So she knew that's what you were there for, yet
right.
She still did the fucking sales pitch.
She did the full sales pitch, and then she says, "I'm gonna leave you guys for a little while to think about it."
Fuck you.
I've been thinking about it for a month, bitch.
Bitch, and I spent the whole day thinking about it, you know what I mean? This shit is not a light decision to be made.
You're still thinking about it.
You put in these fucking, these are hard decisions that you have to make at some point in your life if you have pets, And she was gone for another 35 motherfucking minutes.
Oh my god.
She's waiting for the dog to perk up.
No. In that time, the fucking dog could have fucking died naturally.
I know you wouldn't have to pay anything.
And no, they would have charged you for the fucking waiting room.
Did they turn on Sarah McLachlan music while you were waiting?
No, but the room was it was one of those death rooms where you go to, watch somebody die. It's all got flowers and shit in it and little poetry on the walls and all this dumb shit,
It's got an advertisement.
Throw her on the table and fucking get it done. Jesus. You have to make it a big production, So, she's the fucking asshole of the week for me.
Yeah,
I'm never going back to that vet.
I didn't hear all that, man. That's fucked up.
Yeah, I was chatted for a couple days. They just made it worse. So I boxed up the dog and I got it down in my deep freeze.
God, man.
At
You should've paid
Popeyes?
for cremation, dude.
What?
At Popeyes?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna bury her as soon as the ground.
Oh my god. Can you imagine that fucking dog gets fucking battered and breaded and deep? God. Served with a fucking side of biscuits.
I'm just kidding. I didn't do that shit.
What are you talking about? You did freeze it and put it in the freezer.
No, I did that to the cat. Well,
Oh.
I couldn't do it to my dog.
Did you really cremate the dog?
Yeah.
Oh, so you've been lying to us for like a couple weeks?
Yeah, I don't want anybody to think I'm a monster, so.
So did you go with the group cremation or the individual so you get the ashes back?
The individual, sir.
Yeah, I forgot. You told us about that.
Yeah.
Is it cheaper if you just get somebody else's ashes?
Yeah.
Like, just
it
give me
is.
something so the kid doesn't know. God.
Now,
It's expensive.
when I had to put my dog Thunder down a couple of years ago, they were trying to sell. Basically, they'd take his paw and put it in an imprint, and then like it's pottery, and they'd bake it, and then they'd give it to you after it was all over. I went with the group cremation. I didn't want his ashes back. I just wanted it to be taken care of. But the same vet, because my sister had to put her lab down a year later, and I don't remember if she did the paw print or not, but she also chose the group cremation. With both calls, because she was emotionally tore up and couldn't handle it, so I called the vet for her. And both times, it's like, I need to make a euthanasia appointment, and they're like, okay, we get there, and they're like, okay, we're going to take the dog in back, put the IV in him, and then we'll bring him back out. And it's like, there was no waiting, no debate. It's like, it was like an express line. And of course,
Did they make quotations when they said IV?
no, they put the actual IV in, and then once they bring the dog back in, then they put the injection in through the IV.
And then
Yeah,
tear
that's
their
what they
little
did.
face.
Dude,
But-
did
That's
my
what she
cat.
finally did after, like, fucking well over an hour and a half of fucking making us sit there and fucking wait. Fucking
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah, and
She's probably in her 20s, you know, she's a young vet.
You need to leave her a bad Yelp review.
She don't have good, you know, she's in small town Iowa, too. You know, you gotta have better people skills than that.
Meanwhile,
You
what the
know.
fuck's what's the dog doing this entire time?
Wondering
Run
why it's
around.
not dead.
crapping
Pretty
herself.
much. It was just, you know, it was ridiculous.
It's like, no. God damn it, just kill my dog.
Well, and, look, in both, because I took my sister's dog in too when it was time to put him down, and it's like they were very understanding, very compassionate. They stayed with the dogs until they were out, and then they're like, well, we're going to leave you alone so you can say goodbye, and they gave us as much time as we needed, get the tears out, and then we left, and then they took care of incinerating the bodies, but and then like a week or two later, they sent us cards, you know, sorry for your loss, and so it's like it's a shitty situation to go through with putting your pet down, but the vet that I dealt with in both situations, I would highly recommend to any one of my friends or family here in the area I live in, and it kind of upsets me hearing what JC had to go through
That
with
sucks.
putting his down, because that just sounds very unprofessional.
And mine was like,
It's terrible.
mine was like, we can do all this shit, but it's like a 5% chance it's gonna work. And like they put him down in front of me though. Like they just went ahead and did the shot, did the IV, and injected him like right in front of us. That was kind of tough for my cat.
Well, hell, I remember when Thunder got hit by a vehicle when he was a pup, and basically what happened is that his thigh bone was broken, but then all the meat on his shin bone was gone. They're like, well, so here's what's going to happen. We can put pins in and fix the break in the thigh bone, but we don't know if we're going to be able to sew up the bottom of the leg. I'm like, well, why would you even try saving the top bone if you can't patch up the bottom? They're like, well, that's what we want to talk to you about. I'm like, well, if you can't patch up the bottom, just cut the fucker off at the hip. And that's what they ended up doing.
Damn.
She'd carve him up like a Christmas ham, yeah?
So that's what happened. They cut his leg off at the hip, and he lived a long life. I forgot. I think he was like 13 when I had to put him down.
Did you ever get him one of those little like wheelchair roller things?
Fuck no. He hopped around on 3 legs the majority of his life.
Man, I'm gonna adopt one like that. I'm gonna name that bitch Chip.
So.
Nobody else? Okay.
Anyway, let's move on to some happier subjects. So let's go through our 13 questions with our guest.
Oh boy.
So, Joey, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what do you do on, plug whatever you want to plug.
All right.
Except for your butthole. Don't plug your butthole.
No, I have problems down there, so I don't think I want to put anything up there.
Okay.
That's some good weed.
Not bad. But I'm a 40-year-old man-child who plays with Transformers and bullshits on the internet and makes little stupid cartoons out of them.
Dude, you're one of those facts?
So basically, I knock off Robot Chicken. It's just I recreate scenes from movies and cartoons and.
So do you have a specific YouTube channel that you share these videos on?
Yeah, it's I call it Derivitiv Films. You can usually find shit just searching for it, but it's Derivitiv Con EQ2, I think, is the custom URL.
Okay.
Because I used to do Machinima a long time ago before I got back into Transformers. I used to do like EverQuest Machinima.
Okay.
Like EverQuest is old school, man.
Yeah, well, it's EverQuest too, so it's
So it's only 12 years old instead of 20.
Yeah. That was a dark time of my life.
Oh no, I know a lot of people that got ate up with that, dude.
Yeah. But and I also work with the Audio Nights Theater. The guys over Pete and Andrew, they do the dramatic readings of the IDW comic books. And William the Last, which nobody's fucking watching, which is frickin' fantastic. Everybody worked their asses off on it, and nobody is watching it because it's not Transformers-related content.
Is it on your channel?
It's not on mine. It's on the Audio Nights Theater channel.
Y'all go watch that shit.
I'll give you all the links later. You could put it down at the bottom of the description and all that jazz.
Good.
Yep.
But yeah, basically I do a knockoff of Robot Chicken using just Transformers toys for the most part. And Tack does what they do, and we work together a lot. They do voices and music for me, and I'll do animations for them. We did Swerves recently, which was a parody of Cheers.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
With Swerve as the barkeep and everything. But we just got finished writing the script for Swerves 2, and that'll be coming out within the next few months. And what's the other thing?
Can you do Weekend at Swervy's?
Weekend at Swervy's. I have such a backlog of ideas for these stupid little shorts. It's insane. Right now I'm working.
We don't have any.
Right now I'm working on a recreation of the 1930s King Kong movie.
God.
It's just the Empire State segment, and I'm using Masterpiece Optimus Primal as King Kong, and the little chip chase that came with Sun Surge as the thing in his hand, the girl.
I love that chip chase. That's a figure of the year, man. Chip chase MP.
Big ass glasses. That thing is terrible. But it fits in the monkey's paw, so I'm good.
Damn, that's messed up.
All right. Well, let's move on to our questions then. So, number 1, what is your preferred name or handle?
It is Derivitiv. Or Derivitiv Con, whichever one you prefer.
Is that what you went by originally on the forums, or?
That was my character's name in Star Wars Galaxies.
Okay.
Oh, that was a good game.
And then it just became my handle from that point forward for every game and everything everywhere.
Yep.
Okay. So, what year were you born in?
The year of the Star Wars, 1977.
Okay. So, what's your favorite sandwich?
Philly cheesesteak?
That's a proper answer. I'll let it slide.
Any particulars you like on your Philly?
Nope, just meat and cheese.
Dude, I'm the same way, bro.
Not a big fan of the veggies like the green peppers and onions?
I can tolerate the onions, but that's it. Don't make it complicated. Don't add any mushrooms. Nothing weird like that. Just
nobody in Philly puts fucking green peppers on steaks.
I've never seen green peppers in a Philly cheesesteak. Just onions, and some people like to put mushrooms in it, which I'm like, ugh.
No, and I mean, on most of the stands in Philly, like they have cherry peppers, and some you can get long hots, but nobody's getting fucking green peppers on a cheesesteak.
You said long hots.
That's what they're called, long hots.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you touched on this earlier. What got you back into collecting?
You forgot about music.
Yeah, I'm skipping that one.
All right.
I like to skip around.
All right. Well, Transformers Devastation, the video game. I bought that because, well, you guys had to have seen it or played it, right?
Yeah, I played it the other day.
It's fucking fantastic. It's so good to the point that on my channel, you can watch it on my channel. I took an entire gameplay sequence of it, beginning to end, edited it into a movie format, but I left all of the little storyboard stuff in, and then I rescored it with the G.W.A.R movie soundtrack. Wow. So as you watch it, you can it's pretty much just the story of Devastation that plays out like a movie you could just watch.
How long ago did you do that?
About a year and a half ago. That thing is up to like 3 million views right now.
Damn.
I think I've seen that.
Probably have.
Well, we got 3 million views too.
See, like that video is like the bread and butter of my channel, and it pisses me off because I want people to watch a stupid little stop motion stuff, which stagnate at like 500, 600 views. Meantime, just more views keep pouring in for that damn Devastation movie. But to get back to the question, I played Devastation, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy myself a Masterpiece Optimus Prime until I seen it was $300. And then I found the KO of, the oversized MP10, and I bought that. And I was like, well, this thing is fucking awesome, so I can't have an Optimus Prime without a Megatron. And I bought MP05, and at the time, it was still pretty cool. It's a big fucking Megatron.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell us you quit.
I almost did, because the first time I transformed that piece of shit, I broke the freaking barrel right off.
That thing's going to be a collector's item one day, because they're all...
I mean, I glued it back on, but holy crap, I was so pissed.
I bet.
And then, of course, you get a Megatron, you need a Starscream, you need a freaking Soundwave, and then it just... In under 2 years, I've got like 300 freaking figures. And at the time, I'm like, how the fuck am I going to justify $100 on a toy?
That's all? That's like an MP.
Well, the MPP-10 was only like $90 when it came out, so, that was back then. Now I'm like, $250? Yeah, sure. I can buy my cable.
I think MPP-10 was more than 90 when it first came out, wasn't it?
I bought it just as it came out, and I paid, I think it was $105 shipped. I almost bought one of the... fucking, what was it that... It was that one little tiny figure that looks like the MP, but it's a piece of shit and it's only like 4 inches tall. I almost bought that because it was sub 150.
Talking about Megatron or Prime?
Prime.
Talking about the hybrid style Prime?
Yeah, I think that might have been it.
That thing is awesome, man. Except for you had to wait a few more years when he was $30.
Well, yeah, yeah, but $30 I could deal with. But at the time, I didn't know about any of the stores or anything. So I'm on Amazon and they want $150 for it. And I eventually found out that it's only like a 4-inch figure. I'm like,
God, that'd have been an awesome story if you accidentally bought that.
I would have been so pissed off.
Mine's right in front of me, dude. I can reach mine from here.
But that's what got me back into it.
Okay, so then what's your favorite music?
I'm a post-rock and a metal fan.
Yeah.
But I like my metal to have... like,
Words?
Lyrics?
Melody?
I like theatrics, so like Alice Cooper, G.W.A.R,
Linkin Park,
to a lesser extent Lordy.
Nickelback.
No, oh God, fucking kill me with all that bullshit.
Marilyn Manson?
Linkin Park. Ugh.
You could just die, couldn't you? Oh.
What do you think about Rob Zombie? I was never really a fan. I liked White Zombie, but I don't like his solo shit.
Yeah, it became too hip hop, like dance music shit. And it annoys me that it's in every fucking movie ever made.
Yeah, true.
Especially the ones he makes.
I mean, how many times do I have to fucking listen to Dracula in a fucking club scene in a movie? It's like, ugh.
I tell you what, the motherfucker did do Halloween justice.
Yep.
Oh, the movie, yeah. The movie wasn't bad at all. All of his movies are actually pretty good. I can't complain. I just wasn't a huge fan of the Rob Zombie stuff. I didn't hate it, but I didn't go out of my way to listen to it.
All right. Do you have a Focus collection or any non-TF collections?
No non-Transformers collections unless you count my Steam account, which is like 1,000 some odd games that I never play.
Mine's like that too. I have like a billion games. I played like 4.
Yeah.
So there's no particular character you collect, or?
No, what I do is I have I'm doing a season 1 through Victory of the G.W.A.R series, and I have a shelf that's IDW inspired.
Okay, so for filling those collections, then what scale are you going with?
I'm going with Masterpiece, like a mix of Masterpiece and like Voyager leader scale. Like if I have to get something that I want to display that isn't Masterpiece, it has to be like Voyager scale just to fit in with everything. But mostly a Masterpiece third-party type scale.
So give an example of what you're talking about that you're using in your collection that's not Masterpiece.
Well, like right now I have the Headmasters from Titan's Return on display in front of a Fort Max, the Toy World Fort Max.
No, that's a good little figure, man.
Yeah, I like the Toy World Fort Max too.
I do too.
I got it.
It's one of the best things
I don't
ever
really,
made.
I don't have a lot of room for the big old city bots, especially the Hasbro shit. You know, I don't need a 2-foot tall hollow plastic.
You do though.
Yeah, you do.
You
Yeah.
really do.
Transform!
But the thing is, they also perform well. You can't do a stop animation with a 2-foot tall figure on a table like I do.
You could with one of these Omega Supremes. And you could just use the feet in a shot and you'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, there's always ways to work around it, but my green screen is only so big.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
All right, so to KO or not to KO?
I KO. My first fucking my first figure was a Wei Jiang oversized Optimus Prime.
But that's oversized. Are you okay with straight up knockoffs?
If I have to buy a repaint, yes. Like, I have the official Ironhide. I have a knockoff Ratchet because I didn't feel like buying it again because I didn't really like it, but I wanted to have it on display.
Good man.
But I don't have that many knockoffs. I have the Ratchet. I think one of my cars I think my Prowl is a knockoff. And if you don't count the oversized, I guess the oversized Generation Skids wouldn't count. But yeah, that's about it. I tend to minimally KO.
You have an oversized Generation Skids?
Yeah, KBB made it just recently.
That exists?
Yeah. It looks pretty decent next to the other MMC stuff up there.
How in the hell does that exist?
Yeah, can you send me a picture of that, please?
More importantly, why didn't Chris know about it?
Yeah. God, Chris has been spending weeks putting one together.
It's pretty cheap I think it's only like $25.
Please send me a picture of that.
Well, it's made out of asbestos.
Look, and I'll be able to sue for fucking mesothelioma later on then.
Yeah.
So you had mentioned Prowl was one of your knockoffs. So are you interested at all in that MP Plus Prowl to replace the KO?
If it's not $150,
It's going to be like $70.
I could do 70.
Well, and then when you do 70, burn the other one and send it to us, and we'll post the video. That's what we do.
I'd probably use him as just the stop animation, go-to, so I don't have to...
You could use the KO to reenact Prowl's death from the movie.
Yeah, dude! You can stick a smoke bomb up its ass and light it.
One day, I do plan on trying to recreate the entire movie in stop animation. It's going to take me a long time, and I'm going to need to build up some vacation time.
Dude.
I am currently waiting for a Kranix and a Arbulus to... Is it Arbulus? Is that
Arbulus.
Coming in from some guy in Japan selling the Impossible Toys ones, so...
Nice.
Those
How much are those for?
They were only $30, and it came with...
What the fuck?
Damn, man.
Yeah, it comes with both of them and the unreleased Alpha Trion that they did.
Are you sure you're not getting scammed hard?
No, it's I've bought from the guy before.
Man, I need those figures too. I have almost all the Impossible Toys, like
I need that shit too.
Quintesson figures, but I don't have Kranix and Arbulus.
You got more?
Later on, I'll send one of you guys. I'll put the link in the guest chat there.
Cool.
I'll look
I
for
want
it,
to see
'cause he
this.
probably still has some more left.
Yeah, damn right, man.
But yeah, he's a good seller. It's like H1ZN some bullshit. But I bought from him like 2 or 3 times before. I never had a problem with him.
It's funny. It's gonna be funny when there's only one set left and JL and Chris are gonna fight over it.
Damn right we are.
So I'm fucking sitting here like he's getting ready to say it. I'm getting ready to go shh. Like fucking people are gonna hear it.
Yeah, don't say it on the internet.
It's not like they won't hear it in a few days.
He has 9 available. I'm gonna.
Oh fuck, we only got 6
fuck
listeners.
yes.
We're fine. We're fine.
There you go.
Sweet.
I'm gonna buy all 9 of them. Scalp them.
Will you shut the fuck up, Tyler?
Let's move on to the next question. What movie makes you cry?
Hang on, I'm busy ordering some shit. This guy's name is like fucking H1Z1 and shit. I'm still gonna buy it from him. H1N1, whatever the hell.
HZJ401. But I've bought from him before. I've bought like 3 or 4 things from him, and they all come with it about a week or 2. So if it was anybody else, I wouldn't even want to, because I've seen the Impossible Toys stuff go for like $200. So I don't know.
I've got like a fucking, what's probably now a $1,500 shelf of that shit.
God damn.
Chris, I'm lagging.
These
Stop trying to buy that shit.
These might even be knockoffs. I mean, I don't know for sure, but to me, it was a Kranix figure that I needed to do that movie in eventually. So
I don't care. I already ordered it.
All right.
Oh, the movie. The ending to frickin' Dragonheart makes me cry like a bitch.
Is that the one where he gets pulled over and drug out by the cops and he's all drunk? Oh, wait, no, I'm thinking of Braveheart.
What? It's the one with Sean Connery as the dragon.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you done anything untoward for your toy addiction?
No, I was asking about this question in the chat before. I wasn't sure if I was defining untowards right. So I looked it up, and one of them was like perverted or diminutive. So I've never sucked dick for any toy. So just to get that out of the way.
Have you ever sucked dick for anything?
No.
Okay.
What? Not even once?
Not even once.
Not even for crack like JC?
That's fucked up, man. You know I like that.
How do you think you guys...
I've never skipped out on any bills or anything like that to, pay for any toys. Never. Basically, my bills come first, and everything else comes second.
Okay.
If that was what you meant in that question.
Nothing wrong with that.
Have you ever, returned something to the store to get money back or some shit like that? Because you spent too much?
Not as an adult, but as a kid, we used to order frickin' CDs off of Columbia House, and we used to take them back to our local, department store, and they would give us full credit on all of them, and we used to I bought so many Beast Wars figures with that
That's
money.
awesome.
See, that's exactly what I'm talking about with untoward. That is perfect.
That's awesome.
That's
I'm going
the
to try
poster
that
child.
now.
Is Columbia House still a thing? Can you still do that?
I'm going to do it, and I'm going to take the CDs, and I'm going to donate them to the thrift store and collect more money than they're worth in the store. Write them off.
Tax deductions.
Yeah.
But yeah, after about a year of us doing that, the store changed its policy and wouldn't return any opened audio media. These were actually opened and used, too, and they just, sure, we'll take it back.
So were you just taking digital files of the CDs back then and getting rid of the hard copies then, or what?
No, this was before the internet. This was
All
when,
right.
Columbia House was, a little thing you tore out of the TV guide.
I just bought it from the H1N1 virus.
Yeah, I got mine too. I got 2 sets. I ordered 2 just in case the paint was fucked up on one. Actually, I'm going to wait till they sell out, and I'm going to sell them for $3,000.
What's up?
Arbalist, look! It's Scalpatron!
All right, let's move on to our next question. Are you a tits, ass, leg, face, or other?
Other? What would... Well, I guess if you're a weirdo that just... specifically knees? Yeah, that's a little weird.
I thought you were about to tell us other and explain to us.
No, I don't have an other. I'm a face person. You could...
I like to do it on the face, too.
Yeah.
Is that what we're talking about?
Sure. Oh, man. Why does Alpha Trion look like he has to pee real bad? You see that photo?
It totally does.
He's doing the pee-pee dance.
Knees are all fucking bent in, fists are all clenched.
And then the other 2 got the thigh gap. They can drop 2 kids at one time. Man, I gotta stop drinking.
Impossible Toys weren't exactly known for their quality of, anything. But
Yeah, What are you talking about? Them Quintessons were like the best figures they ever made because it's just a block of plastic with some shit hanging off.
Oh, they're not hollow?
They are hollow. They got lights inside.
Oh, okay.
You don't have that? Oh yeah, I guess you don't have
I only have the knockoff little ones.
Oh, wait, so are these knockoffs? Did I really just buy knockoffs?
I have no idea, honestly.
Hey, wait, there's a ruler next to them. If it's like the wrong size, I'm gonna cancel my order right now.
I think they're 5-inch.
It's 13 centimeters.
None of us are good enough at math to convert that to inches.
Yeah.
We're just all staring at this ruler like, Dad.
We're in the questions section, and all of us are looking at an eBay ad. Oh, man. I forgot how ugly those characters were.
This almost really feels like an answer to the next question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So what's a weird thing about you, such as idiosyncrasies or phobias?
I have terrible OCD. Like, everything has to be, like, perpendicular to something else.
For all of our less educated guests, what does perpendicular mean?
Like, side by, like, my keyboard has to be straight, adjacent to the monitor, and the mouse needs to be, like, right there. Everything just has to have, like, this perfect little place for its space.
Everything's got to be 90 degrees. It can't be slanted.
Yeah.
Unless something on the other side of it is slanted, which would make it symmetrical on both sides, then, slanted is good. As long as there's some symmetrical.
So, like, if one person's dead, everybody has to be dead.
Hold on a second.
I'm following you.
Oh, this eBay seller that we just bought this from, he's got a bunch of tank shit going on, too. Just let you know.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and for everybody that's curious, we're going to put the seller's name and info in the notes 2 shows from now, so you can't buy none of this shit from underneath of us.
You can go fuck yourself.
We love our fans. Dear God, they've knocked off every DX9 thing you could ever see, and some that haven't even come out yet. I bet they're going to have those Rainmakers, dude.
Probably will, man.
You're helicoptering, Chris. I think that's you.
Yeah, probably is.
Yeah, you need to like move the Keurig over away from the microphone.
I have my phone. That's what's doing it.
Well, let's get to our final question. What's your go-to sex position?
I am a cunnilingus man.
Ooh,
I will
nice.
go down.
Oh!
It's like my fucking superpower.
Damn.
Now, wait a minute. We got super cunnilingus man versus not going to go there man. Square off, JC.
Dude, I'm not doing it, man. I don't give a fuck.
Now, let me just be clear. It's not any. It's a very selective few. It has to be clean.
Yeah, hopefully. God.
Yeah. But nah.
Shaved.
What about the old analingus?
No, thanks. I'll stick a pinky up there, but that's what the beard is for, though.
Oh.
Beard's a flavor saver.
The beard just tickles it down there as you.
Hey, Chris, you know that the ass goes all the way to the mouth. Hypothetically, you can make her into a giant bong.
Yeah.
Fill her mouth full of water, stick a pipe in her nose.
Like my dick in her ass.
God. I thought we were a show about Transformers.
Usually we are.
And other
One's
things.
asking the questions.
All right. Well, that was our 13 question segment. Thanks for participating.
You're welcome, I think.
Hey, what was that shitty review we got last week? Does anybody remember what that guy said?
I know, it was funny.
We should give him a shout out and read it on the air.
Yeah, we should. You know what?
Oh, there's somebody that reviewed your channel, or?
Yeah, they gave us a review. Like most of ours are like 5-star, but somebody gave us like a shitty one last week. And actually, we've actually given ourselves more shitty reviews than actual listeners have, because we're self-deprecating. Because that makes you a tougher person.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, find that for us, because I can't navigate right now.
Yeah.
I fell in the turd side of Facebook again, only it's occupied by virgins now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what did one of us respond to that with?
I believe you responded.
What did I say?
Virgins, I splash walls more than you splash a turd in a toilet.
That's how you get customers. He never said shit back, too, because he's a bitch.
Well,
So if you listen
And
to
that's
him,
how you get rid of customers.
what's his name, Bedbugs?
Abel Alum, he's from the Philippines.
All right, Anal Abel, you're a bitch.
Hey, we got a Philippines listener.
We got somebody overseas.
I wonder if you.
Oh, we got Tim K. though. He's our European correspondent. And now we got this Abel A in the Philippines.
Unless it's Yule and that's an alt login.
It could be.
And not up yours. You're my favorite person. Yule's awesome, dude.
Yeah, he is.
Fuck yeah, he is.
Well, you're just saying that because he sends you free toys.
No, not me.
I want somebody to send me free toys.
He just cuddles me at TFCon.
Yeah, he cuddles me too.
Yeah, we share his hair like a parasite.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
In like 9 more months, son.
I can't wait.
Oh,
It'd be awesome. Let's move on to our next segment, the TKO girls.
Yay.
All right, who do we got for our first one here?
Hold up, I gotta bring up the notes.
It's yours.
Oh, this bitch is sexy as hell.
Yes, she is.
Is that the same girl that did all that Velma cosplay?
I don't know. Like, I've never seen her before, but somebody was talking shit about her on the group.
How do you talk shit about?
I don't know.
Really?
I don't know.
What did they say?
I don't fucking remember that. It was that one guy who didn't like me. He finally unblocked me.
Oop, we lost somebody.
Yeah.
We did?
But, probably Tyler.
Okay.
Looks like Justin L.
Oh, that's fine.
No great loss then.
Damn, brutal.
Would you like to describe this sexy lady here?
Man, she's just sitting on a chair. She got a nice looking stomach. Her stomach is sexy as fuck. She got some frothy tits. You know, she's wearing glasses. Looks pretty good. Oh. And I got another knockout. I got 2 this week. My second one is Fans Toys Guardian.
God, look at the tits on that.
He's fucking raw. So, you know what I mean? It's more stunning
So
in
is your
person.
dick after that claw gets to it. I mean, damn.
Hey, Jason.
And you're never
What?
going to get a blowjob from that guy with the fucking visor closed.
Mm-hmm.
Just be like, plunk.
Yeah. Still, though, I just want to sleep with it.
Christ, that thing probably takes up half the bed.
Yeah, it's big.
So large.
Very large.
Kind of want to go with the Wei-Jang one coming out. Dude, the tank is motorized. It comes with that little
Fucking
medic
kill me.
figure. I kind of want it just for that little medic figure.
Same here.
I think a lot of people want it for that, and that's fine. Like, I'm not going to hate on that. You know.
Damn,
Fucking,
that tank is stupid. The tank looks like an ant in Africa carrying a large
the tank
piece of
is
food.
really tiny, but it's kind of neat that it's motorized.
And shut up, Tyler. Your fucking mom's stupid.
But it has that. It has that fucking noise that the rumble things make. That.
Alright, I'm back.
So it's going around the tracks like. It's like turn that fucking thing off.
Tyler gave me AIDS and my fucking internet went out.
Oh.
Well, we're getting like bad storms down here right now, so.
Yeah, we're looking.
It's a blizzard outside my
inches.
window right now.
Where are you guys all located?
I'm in North Carolina. Everybody else is in hell.
Snow in North Carolina? That's weird.
No, it's not snowing. It's like rainy and windy as fuck.
We're expecting like frickin' 20 inches of snow this weekend. I ain't going nowhere.
Wasn't that your favorite rap album of all time?
Yeah, where the fuck do you live that's getting 20 inches of snow?
I live in the fucking Catskill Mountains in the middle of Hillbilly Central.
Nice.
This might as well be South Park because it's just a little hick podunk white boy town. Terrible.
Racist.
Oh, that's that fucking weird little gay boy that makes them robot movies.
Oh,
that
man.
is 90% of the population around here.
That's awesome.
I mean, fucking right down the hill from me are just a bunch of rednecks that are proudly displaying that rebel flag. Right in their front yard. I'm like, oh, God. I went up there to buy some weed one day, and I had a trench coat on, and the kids that were out in the yard were telling me to go home, Jew.
Oh, my God.
I was like, I'm not a Jew. I'm just a guy in a trench coat that wants to buy some weed.
Did you kill them and skin them and hang them up in front of the supermarket? That's what I
just
do.
stopped going to that person for weed. I was
God, thanks, man.
yeah, and they were like 6 and 8 years old. Like,
They did.
get out of here, dude. Like, damn.
I mean, I'd have killed them and pulled all their fillings and shit. Left them out in the street. Little shits.
Fuck.
So, Jail, do you own a trench coat?
I actually own a trench coat that's like 3 sizes too big. That way I can hide a little midget in there when I'm walking around.
I lost my trench coat.
That way when the kids like fucking call me a Jew, I fucking snatch them up in the coat and throw them in the dumpster.
You remember the Beastmaster?
My wife just walked in just now looking at me like, what the fuck are they talking about? Hey, that's all right. You go put the trench coat on. I'll be in there in a minute. We're going to play camping. Get a tent. I love vodka.
You gonna tell ghost stories?
Yeah, we are. Here's a story about old Cooter.
Oh, man. Let's move on to the next chick in here.
I don't even know what picture we're on, dude. I was gone for like 3 minutes.
We're on picture number 2.
Oh, okay. So we barely made it into the show.
Pardon, picture number 3. Because JC had 2. So this is probably Chris's, right?
Of course it is. Look at her and look at what she's with. God damn it.
I can just focus on what she's with. I mean, look at it all.
I mean,
but I do gotta give the photography props because the green bud and the red hair really do fit nicely.
Yeah,
It's giving me a Poison Ivy vibe.
This girl,
Yeah.
she kind of like she's a little bit thin for my taste. I like them a little bit thicker. And she kind of resembles one of my ex-girlfriends.
Uh-oh.
And it's like, oh. And one of my ex-girlfriend and my things was, to smoke weed and talk.
Isn't that like your thing anyways?
She's kind of got the Julia Stiles look going on.
I still got the smoke weed thing going. But that's my girl.
Do you think she paid for any of that shit?
No.
In some way, she did.
Yeah,
That's
she
probably
did.
some guy's apartment that just grows the weed, and she just comes over to smoke all of his weed.
And suck his dick.
Yeah, for more weed.
That's an
Or
arrangement
she
I can
doesn't-
live with.
Or she doesn't do any of that shit. She's a model and a poser.
Yes. Yeah, that's more likely.
Mm.
All right, let's move on to the next one. And this one I picked.
You're a model. Oh, God.
You're all sexist. Everybody I've met here.
So, if any one of our listeners is a member of the Cybertron Cafe,
You're a misogynist.
you missed one hell of a time today if you did not log into Facebook. So, there was a woman that was in that group. Shocking, I know.
Yeah.
And she posted several threads in that group, basically calling out a guy because he was being a dick to her and being a victim, and then white knights from lands far away
Yeah.
showed up in mass.
We are here to defend you, mine lady.
We must save the girl!
And they all rode across many deserts, for they were dying of thirst.
Man, this looks like a stock. This looks like a stock photo from TJ Maxx.
I tell you what, I mean, I've seen a couple of her pictures, and she looks really plain in some, really pretty in others. But either way, I would tongue fuck her fart box.
God, dude.
I mean, yeah, she is a decent looking gal. I'll give her that.
In
But
some
really
pictures, in other pictures, she looks like she should be a reject from Sex and the City. She has that horse face going on in some of those pictures.
like Sarah Jessica
Giddy
Parker.
up.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't investigate this as much. This is the only picture I've seen so far.
I was just curious because I wasn't even sure if it was a real person.
This was her main profile picture,
This
and
looks like the picture that comes with the photo frame when you buy it.
Dude, you know what
I
I
used
did
to
with them?
keep a bunch of these around the apartment so that girls wouldn't think I was a loser.
I take all those inserts and I fucking jack off on them.
Gross!
oh,
And then you make them into wallpaper.
Yep. Stick them right up on the wall.
Oh, God.
Didn't
Tasteless
she end up
bastard.
apologizing to everybody, or was that just because
Well,
all those white knights came in and stood up for her?
she originally threatened to leave the group, and then she was calling out the mods because they weren't doing anything to get rid of the guy that pissed her off, but yet he didn't violate any of the group's rules.
The guy was actually just a racist instead of a misogynist.
So then, naturally, the mods, Greg for Mercy being one of them, was obviously just making fun of the whole situation. That just kind of pissed her off even more.
Didn't somebody tell her to know her role or know her place or some shit?
Well, there was a lot of that.
That's
And
horrible.
so that was today's entertainment.
I
And
hope my girlfriend doesn't listen to this.
Dude, all of us hope our women never listen to this. JC's wife made it through a couple of episodes before she quit.
Oh, yeah. My wife finally fucking listened after
Oh,
fucking
no.
29 some episodes.
Are you sleeping in the doghouse?
Nah,
Did she file for divorce yet?
nah, she knew what to expect. I told her every time, I'm like, it's just a bunch of guys talking, and we're talking about our dicks.
That's it. It's basically the man show with Transformers.
And tits.
Yeah.
so that was my pick for the week. So who do we have next?
Look at that sexy beast.
Wow.
Tyler's?
Is that Tyler? Is Tyler still here? Or
that
his
is
internet
the-
die?
That is the lovely Pete Lentz of the Audio Nights Theater.
Yeah, I know, dude. That's funny.
He's the big boss of tech. And he does.
This ain't mine. This is definitely not mine.
It could be.
I'll tell
We
you
pulled
what,
it off of your Google Drive, Tyler.
I bet he feels fucking sexy as shit.
Oh, he looked pretty good up on stage, strutting it like a fucking boss. he was.
That's a brave dude. I could never wear that.
I give him props, and I had to pry the picture from him. I was like, "Come on, man! I'll use the picture. I'll use the picture to bring up the Audio Nights Theater. Just use your humility to promote your product."
And you know what he's saying right now? He's like, "Would you fuck me?"
No, it looks like, of course I would fuck me. Look at me. I'm splendid.
Oh boy.
I hate to say it, he wears that shit better than a lot of women I've seen before.
That's definitely one of the funnier entries we've had in this segment.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And you can tell him for me, he's pulling it off.
He's a super talented fucking dude, man. I wrote a parody of Let It Go for my channel. It's called Leading Blows, and it's basically Rodimus bitching about being the leader. But he did an amazing freaking job singing this song, and I feel bad that I haven't done the stop motion version of it yet. But you guys gotta listen to it. He fucking knocked it out of the park.
Nice. I wish I had a talent.
Well,
What is this next picture?
our last entry is definitely got to be Mr. Justin Lynette.
Dude, I forgot about this.
Are you gonna stick your dick in there or something?
I might. It was nice and hot and juicy.
I'm sure it's probably warm and squishy.
That is
cheddar broccoli soup, isn't
That
it?
is some badass cheddar broccoli soup. That's from Ladles.
That sounds good.
They've been featured a few times on here.
Disgusting.
That shit's good.
Oh,
dude.
no,
That
you
shit's
get out of
fire.
Good. No doubt.
It's like 90% cheese and 10% broccoli. It's so good.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I
Yeah.
think he's begging for some crackers to be put in there.
Yeah, I got a cracker to put in there.
I bet you do.
But no, man, that's one of my favorite places to eat, and their pictures have been featured a few times on here. They're probably going to be on there next week, so I actually took 2 photos while I was there because I'm fat.
You're one of those food tweeters, aren't you?
Not at all. I save it for the show, man.
Oh, all right.
That's actually my wife's dinner. That's not mine. I got something else that's even more special.
Why are you taking a picture of my soup?
Because it's
For
good.
the show? Why do you need it for the show?
What
Couldn't
show?
you stick my dick in it? What?
Yeah.
Well, that's our last knockout for the segment. It looks like Tyler never got around to photographing the girl in his basement, probably because he lost his power, but let's move on to the next segment.
You better go make sure that fucking that fucking air pump is still working.
And if you're gonna take pictures, at least wash out the shit bowl for her, so we don't need to see that shit in the background.
Yeah.
Change the sheets too, because we don't need to see any piss stains in there.
He doesn't leave her any sheets.
It's just
Then she could hang herself, and he doesn't want
a
that.
springboard.
Yeah, not again. God, we're awful people.
All right, on
know more about that.
I'm going to hug you on Saturday, Tyler.
Oh, that's sweet.
So for the listener questions, Sheriff Bogart has asked us, what is Tyler's secret address?
What kind of name is Sheriff Bogart?
Oh no, man, that's a motherfucker that saves some people in the basement. Well, it can't be Sheriff Gorton, because that's what I got in my bowl right now, in my glass.
That pesky sheriff will never catch Tyler because he's always on the fly.
Yeah.
Sheriff Bogart. I'm trying to. I don't
He's
see.
French.
Never mind. Go on. Go on.
All right, let's move on to our discussion questions. We have Mr. Chris Granzow asks, say you're eating dinner in your favorite restaurant and happen to look at the table next to you and Michael Bay is sitting there. Well, that ain't never going to happen. Anyway, minding his own business, enjoying his dinner. Would you be a dick and say something to him? And if you did, what would you say?
Well, if it was something he loved, I'd add some explosions to it and just to ruin it.
Just throw an M80 in his face.
Yep.
I would take a
What?
picture.
I thought he'd like
Yeah,
it.
dude, I would go get a picture with him. I'd just be like, man,
For what?
did a good job.
Why?
You did a good job. Oh,
I'd leave him alone because I don't want...
At the very least, I appreciate those movies for bringing in so much money and new fans.
true.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have to give
And
it
to
to
the
them
people
for
that collect KOs and the hardcore collectors.
No, man. No, I think I might have said it before. Like, that first movie, which is the best of them, was kind of got my attention into Transformers again.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I love this shit. Not this shit, but I love the shit that was out when I was a kid.
Yeah, I would probably leave Michael Bay alone. I'd just pretend he wasn't there. Just let the guy eat his food.
Yeah, he probably gets enough shit.
Yeah, he does.
All
I would
right.
walk up to his table and go, boom!
Now, it would be funny if he was eating the broccoli and cheese soup and somebody threw something and it landed in the bowl and
I
it
would take-
exploded.
Oh, yeah.
I would take that
Oh,
shit
yeah.
from him.
Send Jason Lowry over there to threaten him.
What you do is I would ask his waiter what he ordered, and he'd come back and say he ordered some salmon. Okay. Also, or don't send him the salmon. Send him a fucking T-bone. So when he gets the T-bone,
But call it salmon.
yes, we'll call it salmon, and say, how the fuck do you like it?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Instead of giving him a steak, we're just giving him a bunch of pieces of the knife.
That's terrible.
Take his food, chew all of his food up and spit it out on the plate. There you go. Ain't that what you wanted? Basically, what the movie box like.
Could you just puree all his food?
We're
Like,
talking
all of the ingredients and just pour it out a bowl. There you go.
There you go. That's what you ordered, right? That's what you wanted, right?
How's that taste?
Tyler, is that one of the things that you do?
Yeah, we're talking about a multi-billion-dollar director here, not the girl in your basement.
No.
That's Michelle Bay.
He
Look
took
at
all the
what you
movie
make me
boxes.
do to you.
He took all the movie characters and just made them like a bunch of scrapyards having sex when they fight. So take his food and just mash it all together and give it to him.
I think we need to stop the show here. I think we need a second Tyler time.
Yeah.
Tyler,
He's getting a little bit heated.
what did Michael Bay do to you?
Did only to me. It's what he caused in the whole Transformers fan.
Did he touch your peener?
No.
It did create a massive.
He paused.
It did honestly create a massive divide between the fandom. Like, I don't remember ever hearing anybody bitch about, G.W.A.R's or this and... Well, actually, no. There was the people who hated Beast Wars.
People bitch about Master Force and Victory, too.
Yeah.
Fucking fandom bitches about everything.
Yeah, you can't really blame it on the movies. You can't.
They don't
It was
bitch about no
always
time
there.
or time.
It's just I don't know. It's ever since that first movie come out, it doesn't feel like Transformers was. All it feels like is, here's a bunch of explosions, a girl in slow motion with explosions behind her, and
Have you seen
here's
other Michael Bay
like-
movies? That's
Bad
what you
Boys.
get.
That's what he's good at. That's the only thing he's good at.
The way I
There's some
see it is the
roadkill that
movies
looks
aren't
like-
made for the fans. They're just made to bring in more money.
But it works.
Yeah, I mean, they're made...
It stopped working though. That's
Yeah,
why I canceled it.
well...
They're over. They're done. Good. Reboot.
We got one left.
All right, so let's say you're banging your wife. This is a question from Russ.
Oh, God.
Christ.
Do you like to have your figures facing you so you can enjoy your collection while hitting it from behind?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, let's start with, do any of you actually have parts of your collection in your master bedroom?
No.
Yes,
I don't
I do.
have it.
Actually, all of them are in here.
Oh, damn. Well,
Okay,
which
so
way
then...
do they face you when you're hitting it?
Well, my bed is like in the center of the room, kind of up against one wall, and then there's shelves on every wall facing me.
Oh my
So
God.
pretty much they're all it's like 200 little robots watching us.
So
Creepy as fuck.
when you get done hitting it, do you look up at all the shelves and yell out, "Are you not entertained?"
Do you look up and go, "That's just prime"? I don't have any
That
toys
thought
in my...
never came to my mind, but now I kind of want to do it just to fuck with
You should
somebody.
Give Toy World Debbie a high five.
do it just to fuck with her, man. Like, when you're done, just yell, "That's just prime," and look at the figures.
I don't think that would be a good idea.
I don't have any toys in my room, but I actually have a somewhat creepy, dark, I think it's Age of Extinction, fucking Optimus Prime cardboard cutout display from Walmart. No, look. All right now it's Optimus Prime.
It's
And
just
he's
laying,
always...
it's just laying in your bed right now.
No, it's on the wall, and his head is fucking huge. It's like life size. But before that, the other side is Bumblebee, and that motherfucker got turned around within a couple of days. Because they had set his up like no matter where you are, he's looking at you.
But you know,
I got tired of him watching for free.
no matter what he sees, he won't tell anybody about it.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I should flip him back around. I saw you, Master Baby. Flip it over.
You just turned into Curly Moe from the Three Stooges.
Maybe.
And we have one last question from...
Hey, wait, everybody else didn't answer the question.
Oh, okay.
Hey, JC, which Omega do you have at the foot of the bed watching you fuck?
Neither, man. There's no robots in my room.
You won't even let the dogs in there, remember?
Yeah, fuck. No.
Hey, Tyler, which Energon figure do you have holding the paper towels up?
I have some of my collection in my room, but that's just because I'm remodeling this house. Once I get the room that they're all going to be in done, all of it will be in there. I don't like having them in the same room as me.
When you say they, are you talking about the figures?
Yeah, all my masterpiece figures.
All right, just making sure you're going to have all of they in the room.
There is no they here. No other they.
Sure, there's not.
Only
there might be a her, but there's no they.
There is no her.
So how much space did you cut off of that room for the false wall?
Oh, whatever.
You got a good-sized kill room now?
I think we lost Tyler.
Just move on. Just move on.
He's still there. He just don't want to talk to you no more.
I think my house used to have a kill room. Like, I go down into my basement, and there's, like, these little, like, sections that look like they were, might have had animals tied to them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Really, really old house. Like, the basement's all rock.
Nice.
So it just looks like the basement from the, from the Evil Dead movies.
There's like goats and shit down there.
And that's what it looked like. It looked like little cages for goats or something.
Is your property haunted?
Well, the house is located on the property of a cemetery.
Nice.
Like, I look out my window and I see a cemetery.
Hey,
Fuck that.
but your fucking neighbors are quiet.
No, our neighbors are fucking noisy as hell. You got the fucking racists down in the corner bitching all the time. You got the neighbors next door going at each other.
Get out of here, Jew.
This isn't my house. I'm Plainfield.
I'm gonna come burn your whole town. I'm gonna come burn your whole town down. Where do you live again?
This little shithole called Sullivan County in New York.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna burn it all down.
Well, don't burn my house
I mean,
down.
now, God's going to bury it in 3 feet of snow here shortly.
Yeah, true.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if they ever wonder if that's why they're underneath the snow all the time. Keep
I
talking
mean, this
shit.
blizzard that's happening right now here in Ohio is headed straight there.
Yeah, we're expecting it tomorrow night, like around midnight.
But just since we've been on this show, it's like snowed here so much that the whole ground's covered. So
Nice.
Well, we
the
know.
wind's blowing like 30 miles an hour outside, like continuously right now.
Well, I
I'm
hope you
so
fucking
glad
fix
my
that
driveway
plane
is-
good.
I'm so glad my driveway is a 45-degree angle.
You sound really bummed about that, Tyler. Is that because they can track your footprints easier now?
Jesus.
I gotta leave it like
Be it death.
6 a.m. to be at the airport in Cleveland, which is an hour drive now for me, and it's gonna be impossible to get out of the driveway.
Your flight will probably get canceled.
Oh God, I hope not, because if that gets canceled, I probably won't even. I'll wind up not even going because it's not. I'll get there way late. Because all the people that were on that will get bumped to the next one. They'll be oversold, and just forget it. We'll see what happens.
Well, Peter,
All right, let's move on to the next question then. Do you like? And this is another Russ question.
Yeah, it is.
Do you like the pink? Do you like the pink or the stink?
My question is, why not both?
Exactly.
Oh.
At the same
At
time.
the same time, yeah.
Oh God.
That's what the fingers are there for. I mean,
Yeah,
While you're at it, throw one in their mouth, too.
I'm not that exciting.
Steel Panther did an entire song about it.
Yeah.
What about you, JC?
yeah, I'm good on that, man.
You don't like either.
You're not gonna make yourself a chocolate-covered strawberry?
God. This video's getting flagged.
Now all we need is somebody to say cunt.
Oh, too late. Now we're flagged on YouTube.eu.
Oh, fuck.
You guys are
Somebody
gonna
play
be
some
lucky if that
copyrighted
girl
music,
doesn't
too.
track you down and start fucking harassing you with like Me Too followers or something.
Let's just go ahead and tear it all down. Somebody play some copyrighted music in the background.
Hell no, TKO. Hell no.
Well, I think we're gonna do one more question, then we're gonna wrap up the show for the night. How's that sound?
Oh, why? Let's finish all these. They
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
take long.
It's because I said cunt, wasn't it?
No.
No.
Okay, well, if you want to do all 3 of them, we can do all 3 of them. So,
Let's go. Let's go.
Go for it.
Chris Gardner asks, where do you see TKO in 5 years?
Not done. Fucking what?
Yeah, right?
At least
Fucking
one of us will be in
tired.
jail.
Jesus.
Dude, we ain't gonna be doing this in 5 years. Fuck off.
You don't know.
No.
It might be the most famous show ever in 5 years.
I didn't think I'd be making stop motion cartoons for 2 years either, but
Well, if you think about it, but around that time is when the second movie in the new trilogy will be out.
Oh, Jesus.
What
Chris
episode
will be
will
like
be on?
70.
we'll be disappointed. How's that?
Yeah.
Look,
We'll
we'll
most
franchise it
likely
out.
be disappointed.
It'll be
Yeah.
TKO the next generation.
The entire show will be done by illegal immigrants that we hired.
Okay, he says I don't say racist thing here.
Oh, man.
My name is Justin Lynette, and I like both the broccoli cheddar.
Oh man, you're all going to hell.
I hope we're still doing it, but you never know. The show probably would change a whole lot in 5 years.
Hey, Bedbugs, what's the next question? I don't know. I will have to look at the story and the notes. I will show you the way.
Google Drive is blocked in my country.
Welcome to Microsoft. How can I help you?
My name is Jim.
What are you
My
doing
name is
today?
Sanjay.
My name is
My name is
Dave.
Sanjay, but
How
you
are
can
you?
call me Paul.
Can we move on now?
That's what I'm hoping. So
I hope we're still making a show and none of us have been murdered by a listener yet.
I think me and JL are pretty close to being safe. The others, I'm starting to worry about. Yeah, I'm thinking about taking about life insurance policies out on your asses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, I got dibs on JC.
I'll be all right. Don't you worry about me.
Who would have thought
Why
I'd
am I
have collected this money
why
because he
am I
got
gonna-
touched by a tree?
Man,
Huh?
you can have JC because those premiums are going to be horrible because of him working at Popeyes.
Yeah. Tyler,
True.
what's going to happen to you is you're just going to get caught.
Man, y'all are fucking stupid. Man, carry on.
Yeah, let's keep going, man.
All right. David McLeod asks, who is the panel's favorite Decepticon from G1, from any media, toon, comic, etc.?
The whole panel? I mean,
So-
all of us together?
So, who's your favorite con, JL?
Right now it's Overlord.
Okay, but from IDW or...
DW Overlord, yeah.
Okay. How about you, JC? Who's your favorite con?
Fuck. I don't know.
Donald Trump.
Let's go with Soundwave.
I've got the best Decepticons.
Soundwave from G1
They're all
cartoon?
bigly.
Soundwave from G1. He's probably my favorite. 'Cause he had all them pets and shit, you know what I mean?
All them pets.
He
He's
was,
the
Rabbit.
regular Snow White of the fucking Decepticons.
he was fucking gangster. He
How
just
about,
didn't give a fuck.
how about you, Chris? Who is your favorite con?
Motormaster.
I think we all knew that one. So, you liked his personality from the cartoon?
Yep. He's fucking psycho.
You said that so calm and quietly, too.
Exactly.
Tyler, who is your favorite con from G1? And please don't start ragging on the movies again. Just tell me the answer.
From G1, it's Thundercracker.
Okay. And from the cartoon or the comic?
The comics, I would have to say Thundercracker.
Him and his little dog Buster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's fucking
think
adorable.
Decepticon no more, though. He's just,
Still,
I
that's
think
fucking
it's cool that
adorable.
they finally moved that character on, though, from the same thing. But from Prime, it would be Breakdown, and
Okay, well-
Armada, probably Starscream.
Okay, we're not talking about that shit. So, Joe, who's your favorite con from G1?
I'd have
Hey,
to
from
say,
G1,
and
from any media,
But it says,
says
from
any
G1.
I named a couple.
I would have to say Starscream pretty much across the board. Maybe a little bit of Octane. I like anybody that causes inner conflict.
Okay. And I'll pick, well, I know everyone's expecting Devastator, but I'm going to say Scrapper, the actual leader of the Constructicons. I just liked the fact that he had his own unit that he had under his control and could lead, and sometimes he'd be more loyal to Megatron than other times, and then, like in the movie, he actually tried to seize power, but that'd probably be my favorite G1 con from the cartoon.
How's he
All right.
doing now?
Not very well since IDW fucked him over.
Dead.
I do think it's cool, though. He's the leader of the Constructicons, but he turns into the foot instead of the head. Devastator.
Well, depending on which there's several different stories about how the Hook used to be the leader, and then he got demoted, and then that's why Scrapper was the leader. But
I didn't know that. I think it's cool because I view it as he helps support his team. He's a foot. I don't know.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. Our next question comes from our favorite beef jerky man, Chris Welty.
Yay, jerky!
He says, now that Disney has purchased Fox, do you guys think they will also buy Hasbro Takara?
No.
I hope they do.
I hope they do too, but no.
Do it, and do it before the reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it, definitely do it before the reboot. But I don't know. I kind of want to see what Disney could do with Transformers, but I don't want to see what Disney could do to Transformers. If you know what I mean, because the last Star Wars wasn't great.
I loved it.
It was alright, but it's not what I wanted to see.
It's not what anybody wanted to see, and that's the whole point of it.
That's what I said. Yeah, I was like, it gave me nothing I wanted, and I still loved it. You know?
So that was great.
I want some fucking Kyle Katarn stories. Shit that.
Damn it, Kyle.
I think there's a possibility, and mainly just because Disney would be interested in the vertical monopoly of rather than paying the licensing out Star Wars to Hasbro, it would just be them, and that would increase their profits because it would be themselves.
I forgot Hasbro does all the Star Wars toys too, don't they?
Don't you think that would be a monopoly? Because they do the Marvel toys too. Do you think they'd actually let them buy and own Hasbro? They would own like 90% of the toy market.
Huh.
Well, Hasbro is still not the largest toy maker in the country. That's still Lego.
But Legos aren't really toys.
Yeah, it is. So.
No, it's not.
But then that.
They're fucking plastic puzzles.
That still brings into the whole licensing deals, because if Disney suddenly owns a division that's a toy manufacturer, what incentive do they have to continue to license out the likenesses of their Star Wars products to Lego, because that's Lego's biggest seller, or even the Marvel, especially for the video games and stuff, the Lego video games. I just don't, and I have no idea what Disney owns that gets manufactured by Mattel. Didn't they used to do princesses and stuff like that before? And then Hasbro took over those licenses too?
Couldn't tell you.
Nope,
I mean,
don't know.
my kids and my friends' kids have had, the princesses' toys and shit like that, but I couldn't tell you who makes them.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's just, I know that Transformers, yeah, that's what we focus on, but it's just, there's a lot of things with licensing and all the different toy competitors that I could see where Disney might just be like, yeah, that's too much of a pain in the ass, let you guys sort it all out and give us our money, or
That's a lot of properties to deal with all at once if they bought Hasbro and Takara.
And
They could do it, though. They could do it easily. I can guarantee you that.
Well, they definitely have all the money.
I wonder if it would make the toys better.
Well, and the other thing is, if Disney bought them, how would they treat the property? Because, they bought Marvel, they kept it by itself. They bought Lucasfilm, they kept it by itself. They buy everything that Hasbro has. Are they going to keep Transformers by themselves? Are they going to combine them with, like Hasbro's trying to do with the cinematic universe with G.I. Joe? Are they just going to let certain things just completely die and disappear? There's no way to know what they would do,
Imagine if they called the new set of movies G2.
Sign me up.
Here's your fucking blue Grimlock.
I'm all aboard for that fucking shit. Yeah, they would repaint that figure again. Give you a blue Age of Extinction Grimlock.
Oh, God.
Oh, man, I might actually buy that just for the lulz.
So here's another angle to look at it. Say Disney buys Hasbro. That pretty much guarantees that IDW dies.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah, it would. That's the best thing in Transformers right now.
Yeah,
Because-
it is.
Yeah. It's been the same story since 2004.
What?
Because you can't tell me that Disney would continue to let IDW keep that license when they own a comic
Shit,
company
they
themselves.
didn't keep any of the extended universe of Star Wars. What makes you think they'd keep any?
Well,
I don't know. It could be a disaster, actually.
It's not necessarily giving a shit about the fiction like Star Wars fans will whine and complain about. It's just a matter of having a competitor, IDW, to Marvel, holding one of your licenses. I mean, that's like Sony having Spider-Man right now, and maybe they'd work out a deal, but I just don't see Disney letting IDW keep the license if they bought Hasbro.
Or what about if Disney
Marvel
buys
bought IDW.
IDW comes with Hasbro. Hasbro owns IDW.
No, they
Doesn't
don't.
IDW do the the Star Wars comics too? The new one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Hasbro actually owns IDW.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so they would get IDW when they bought Hasbro.
So IDW would just be absorbed into Marvel then.
Yep.
And then think about the funding they might get and how sick that might make things actually.
And
Yeah,
then you'd get
because there was a lot of decent Marvel crossovers in the earlier comic books too, like the Spider-Man thing with Megatron and all that.
Man, they buy them
yeah.
like James Roberts just gets a fucking Liberace jacket and runs around TFCon the whole time. Big old fur jacket, looking
then
all
it
like rich.
come full circle and fucking have Transformers back under a Marvel title.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be nice.
You can have Transformers versus Spider-Man or some
Dude, I
dumb
love
shit
the
like
fucking.
that.
I love the Transformers comics as a kid.
I love them now.
Yeah.
I just couldn't
good.
tolerate the artwork. The artwork was terrible, but
Yeah, it is.
The
Yeah,
old
it was.
ones?
I just couldn't.
Yeah,
put
the
up
old
with
one artwork's horrible.
Here's a fun fact that almost all of the U.S. comics from the Transformers were drawn with a spirograph.
Huh.
Tyler believes me because he wasn't here then.
I'm trying to think of what a spirograph
Oh
is.
my God, Tyler's young enough he doesn't know what a spirograph is. Oh, that hurts my feelings. Congratulations, Tyler. That was a sick burn.
Well, I'm gonna look it up now.
Oh my God, he's Googling it.
That makes me feel really old.
Yeah, man, me too. Because like spirograph was like I wasn't that old. I was like pretty old when that shit came out.
Mhm.
I think
remember-
11's too old for a spirograph.
He's
I
gonna find
remember
it and he's
playing
like,
with those.
oh, that thing. I saw that in the closet and I threw it out.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's probably worth $800 now.
What the fuck is this thing? You gotta use pens in your hands and paper. Ew.
Mhm.
I thought it was my grandpa's sex toy or something.
Yeah.
God,
I
damn.
can't play this on my phone.
Yeah, is there an app for this? I bet you there is a phone.
There probably is
app.
a Spirograph app.
I bet you it's not free either. You gotta probably pay $1 for this shit. What do you do when you tap it? It makes a bunch of swirls in a circle. That was some amazing shit when I was a kid, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, wow, how does it draw that? That's amazing. Any of you guys remember Video Painter? That white thing you took up to the TV and you could paint on the TV?
Yep.
Before you could do it on the computer?
I remember Mario Paint.
Yeah, I was gonna say I had Mario Paint.
Yeah. Those are the days, man.
Yeah,
I
Mario
used to make
Paint was cool.
cartoons out of those. I would use what little animation I could, put it on VHS, do the next set of animation, put it on VHS.
Oh.
Yeah.
I used to do stop motion
Oh.
animation in life when I was a kid.
I know it. I know what this is. I had this when I was a kid. I just didn't know that's what the name of it was.
What, an
You-
iPad?
You put
Yeah.
the computer inside of the thing and you swirl it around. Yeah.
Yeah, Spirograph. It had a pretty catchy theme song that I can barely remember now.
Do you know what a light bright
I had a
is?
bunch of that when I was a kid.
I was thinking about Light Bright the whole time we were talking, but I had no way to integrate it into the conversation.
Yeah, I had that when I was a kid. I thought it was pretty cool. You put the little gear with the different holes in it, and you made the little, whatever, flower shape.
I don't think you need to describe it. We all know what it is.
Yeah.
Did you have a light bright, Tyler, when you were a kid?
No, my parents would never buy me one because they were poor.
Oh,
They were like $10.
Yeah, I couldn't have one either.
Look, my parents were poor. I was stuck with the Sega Genesis until PlayStation 1 came out, and then didn't get a PlayStation 2 until after it was already way out, and then didn't have anything until a 360 come out that I bought with my own money.
Can we have some
Baby.
can we have some violin music dubbed in to this after?
well, at least all that drove Tyler to get a good job putting together aircraft.
Yeah.
All right, it looks like there is one more question here. I have no idea who put it in here, but it's asking, if you could have one weapon, either fictional or real, what would it be?
From the Transformers universe?
No, it's
I
talking.
think this is anything.
There's no real weapons from the Transformers universe.
An assault rifle?
Well, if you count like, the what are those fucking things? Like all those things from Transformers Prime. Like the Forge
the
of Solace
artifacts?
Prime. Yeah, the artifacts. Like the Forge of Solace Prime, the
Star Saber.
Star Saber, the...
Those are fictional weapons, so...
I would want the Death Star just so I could destroy the whole Earth. And then all my friends,
go big or go home, yeah.
all my friends could live on the Death Star with me, and we'd just blow everybody else up.
Do you scan the planets for cool people first?
And if you want to be somebody on the Death Star, hit like and subscribe to TKO Podcast.
And also visit the Audio Nights Theater and Derivitiv Films.
Because y'all will be the only people making any shows for the TV.
It'd be the
Imagine
smallest...
a world where the radio plays nothing but back-to-back TKO episodes.
Oh my god.
Imagine the children. Think about the children that live in that world.
Can I jump in front of the Death Star beam right now?
Yeah.
those children would be more scarred than the ones at TFCon.
Jesus, those poor kids.
I'd like to think that there would also be another channel on the Death Star that plays nothing but The Touch all day long.
Yeah.
Oh, God, no. Fuck.
Tonight on Chris Hansen's The Touch.
I was going to say, that's in the pedophile wing.
Oh my God, we're terrible. Can you edit out the last 5 minutes?
We'll
No.
let Tyler take care of that department.
No. Tyler only kidnaps adult females.
Oh, okay. All right. I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to ask on it.
We don't need to add another starter to Tyler's lineup.
Yeah, Jesus. Poor guy.
I'd say fictional weapons. It's a tough choice. I'd say the minicons from Armada.
I want the scooter one from that Energon show. I only watched the first episode and it was in it.
Scooter one.
Scooter minicon.
What scooter?
The scooter was in Armada.
That's
Whatever.
from Armada. The orange scooter.
I don't know none of that dumb stuff. I just want a scooter that turns into a robot. I want a scooter from GoBots. Fuck all that shit.
Did you guys see my Pokemon video? I re-edited the footage from Armada into a Pokemon intro.
Oh god.
If you think about it, Pokemon is like horrible. That's a terrible, terrible idea. You just run around capturing animals in tiny little fucking balls, and you make them fight. It's fucking glorified cockfighting.
Yay.
It is.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to have either the Star Saber, the this is old Skyboom Shield, or the Requiem Blaster.
What? Rectum Blaster.
Requiem.
Wrecked him and nearly killed him.
Blaster.
Why does this feel like bonus show, like Patreon shit?
It does.
It feels like some Patreon shit. Everybody throw $5 at the screen.
Well, let's close it out with my choice if everyone else is gone. Has everyone else gone?
I didn't say one.
I haven't gone.
Yeah,
Okay.
let everybody go.
I can't really think of one.
How about you, JC?
From any fiction ever?
Yeah.
Or real.
Oh, fuck, man. I don't know.
I wouldn't mind a real life lightsaber.
Oh,
That
yeah.
would
be
be
cool.
badass.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I'll just take a lightsaber. Cool.
Way to give
Oh,
up,
yeah.
JC.
Well, I hear AR-15s are all the rage lately, but
Nice.
I think I'll make my pick. Guan Yu's Black Dragon.
Who
What?
the fuck is Guan Yu?
He was a Chinese general,
Oh, okay.
and
Is it?
from 184 to 220 in that area AD.
You're a Dynasty Warriors fan, aren't you?
I am.
How about that Dynasty Warriors 9, huh?
So you wouldn't have one of those? You wouldn't have one of those tanks?
Well, tanks are fun to drive in and shit, but I think it'd be fun to it'd be cool to have something like that.
Does a
Hey, wait.
Gundam count as a weapon?
Yeah, I was gonna say bedbugs. Like your nerd talk changed my mind. I want fucking Barbados.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to change mine to that, too.
I'll take Voltron. But I
Yeah,
need
that
like
would work.
I need 4 other people to help me with that, though.
Geez, you have 4 other people right here. Then we got Tyler. He can be the
Well,
shield.
If you fuckers are
I was
going,
gonna stick him in Blue Island.
if you guys are going with Barbados, are you prepared to give up the ability to walk to pilot that thing?
Yes.
Is that a requirement?
I'm not that far along in the show yet. Don't tell me that happens. I'm like,
Spoiler alert.
you're 7 episodes behind.
Well, first you'd have to pick up all the pieces and put it back together.
Well, I hope JC gets to like the pink outfit in the Voltron line.
Yeah.
Or does she pilot the blue one, right? You like blue, like the pilot blue mechs?
Yeah, I'll be alright in the blue one. I'm not riding pink, though.
So what'd you pick, Chris?
Well, fictional. It's definitely going to be a lightsaber.
Okay.
Because I wanted-
with mine.
I've wanted one of those for my entire life. So
What
I gotta
kind?
have it.
What kind of lightsaber?
I don't know, man. One that fucking cuts people up.
Do you
I
want
imagine Chris has a little 2-pronged one so you can hit the butthole too.
just a lightsaber in the shape of a hand doing the shocker?
Yeah.
And a little fucking, like, bunny or butterfly thing that tickles the clit.
Tickler at the bottom.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
But for real, I want the gun that Hitler killed himself with.
Oh, God. Is that so you can sell
Why
it?
the fuck do you want that?
Why the fuck not? Why wouldn't you want something like that?
I would want to sell it. It's probably worth a lot of money.
Oh, no.
right.
It's probably haunted as fuck by a billion ghosts.
Fuck yes.
God.
Chris wants it so he can stick it up his ass, though.
Yeah.
And actually, if I can have another fictional fucking weapon.
Is that a fictional weapon, the gun that he killed himself with?
No, I said that was for the real. But,
I was about to
I
say.
said lightsaber for. I want a fucking Ghostbusters proton pack.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
there you go.
I want one that's recalibrated for the living, though.
Does it really need recalibrating? Because, I mean, if you hit somebody with that, I don't think they're going to be happy about it in any way.
And what I'd want for my backup piece is I want Judge Dredd's gun as my backup in Barbados.
Except the gun's not calibrated to your DNA.
That's fine.
Well,
Like, he just tells it what he wants it to shoot, and it shoots. And I'd be like, cheeseburgers! And just shoot cheeseburgers at him.
All right, well, I think it's time to wrap up the show.
You think?
Yeah.
So I want to thank our guest, Mr. Joe, for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It was fun.
Yeah, man. You were a great guest, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks.
And make sure to check out all his stop motion videos on his YouTube channel. We'll make sure to post links.
And the Audio Nights Theater.
Yeah, I was getting to that. So
Eric's the only one that's sober, dude.
yeah.
True.
Oh, you guys are going to have to give me links to all of your stuff, too, so we can do all the tweeting fun stuff.
Do you have a Pornhub account?
No, I prefer Chatterbait.
What the hell is that? Well, JC will send you our grinder info.
And please swipe in the proper direction.
Yeah, we call ourselves Varicose Voltron on Grinder.
With that, I think that is good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, people.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for having me. It was fun.
We will see you next week.
Maybe.
Good night.
All right.
Thank you. Come again.
Since some people are too lazy to read, here are the shout-outs. Shout out to TF and WTF Ever, the greatest Transformers and what the fuck ever Facebook group ever. Elno Customs, an international consortium of Transformers customizers and creators. Third-party TF Crashers, Yula Blamo. Hail Hasbro Reviews with Matthew Deluxe Baldwin. Shattercast Uncut. Bobby Skullface Reviews. Legions for the Fountain of Material. The Realm of Collectors. Figure Banging. The entire Cool Table Network. The Blackout and Shout Podcast. And of course, girls who make bad decisions with their bodies, and the fathers and or uncles that made them that way. And we wouldn't be a show without alcohol, marijuana, and coffee. The lifeblood of this program. If you liked what you heard and want more, like and subscribe. Comment and let us know what you thought. If you're on Facebook and want to join the party and become a fellow dreg, we're at TF and WTF Ever. All hate mail can be sent to tkothepodcast@gmail.com. We'll be back next week with some more nonsense.